His way back to the big leagues yesterday. He's going to stay. He shut down the Oakland offense, earning the O's a win against the best team in the American League. Ubaldo Jimenez will make the start today. He will look to duplicate that effort. Can the Orioles win the series? A victory today will do that. O's A's next. It's the Orioles on Massett, and this beautiful weekend for baseball continues on this Sunday afternoon here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And the A's and the Orioles will wrap up the first series they have played this year, and this is the rubber match. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome for the Orioles. It seems like it's been a long time the Orioles have been waiting to say Kevin Gausman is now in the starting rotation. Well, say it. Kevin Gausman is now in the starting rotation. He will make the next start as scheduled. Why? Because of the performance that he put up yesterday. Kevin Gausman was just outstanding, giving up the 1 run on 4 hits over 7 innings. He had 6 strikeouts, 102 pitches. He extended himself both in innings pitched and in the number of pitches thrown. It was his first win as a starter. He had been 0-4 prior to that with an 8.16. Mike Bordick, he was everything the Orioles hoped he would be yesterday.
He sure was. I mean, they've been kind of waiting for this. I mean, Kevin Gausman has electric stuff, and he's shown that at the big league level, but most times out of the bullpen. Well, last night, I think the real key to his success was his ability to throw his breaking ball for a strike. He started a lot of hitters off with it, and I think that gave them something extra to think about. His fastball, he was keeping down in the zone. Some problems when he had starts before he was elevating that pitch. Hitters could eliminate his breaking ball and his changeup and look for fastball up in the zone, and they took advantage of that. Well, in yesterday's ball game, great command, and when he got himself in trouble, he reached back in his back pocket and threw 98, 99 miles an hour to strike out 2 of the best hitters in the game, Donaldson and Moss.
He was outstanding, and he got some help. The Orioles, one of the hottest hitters right now in Major League Baseball, is Adam Jones. Adam Jones in the first inning against Sonny Gray yesterday came up with a home run. It was his 9th, and it was against one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. Jones right now in the month of June is on a 500 run. You see something else that he's doing. He's hitting home runs the other way. Last season he had 4 home runs to right field, 16 to left, 13 center. Look at the difference this season. He's already got 3 to right field. The last 3 home runs power the other way.
Yeah, pretty impressive stuff. Now, Adam Jones is one of the best hitters in the game. A great combination of speed and power. But this season, you've seen him make some adjustments. He's been chasing a lot of bad balls down and away. His adjustment is thinking hard to the middle. He's staying on pitches out on the outside corner, and he's driving them to right field. Still the great power to center. And when he starts getting some backup breaking balls, he's going to start hitting home runs to left field. But such a great improvement here. He's going to be a power hitter. He's going to have his 30 home runs. But I love the way he's getting himself back on track using the whole field right now.
And Mike, what the Orioles need today is Ubaldo Jimenez to have a really good start. The Orioles have got to have him come around. He was supposed to be a centerpiece with a 4-year deal, not getting the W's when he starts ball games that the Orioles need.
Well, he's heated up a little bit in this past month. In his last 2 starts, he actually looked pretty good. Just 1 earned run in each of those ball games. He hasn't had a lot of run support here recently. So this Orioles offense, heating up, I think that's going to help him out. He'd love to pitch better here at Camden Yards. It's been trying for him to pick up a win here at his home park.
If he can get it, it will be the first here at Camden Yards this year. We are ready to go on this Sunday afternoon. It's the A's and the O's, the rubber match coming right up. Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airline fares online only at southwest.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. 4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union. Here at Camden Yards today, thousands and thousands of Little Leaguers. Manny Machado, one of those, greeting along with Steve Pearce. As they passed by the dugout, they paraded for over a half an hour before the ball game today, and they'll be on hand for the game. Take a look at our train game time temperature. It is 83 degrees on this Sunday afternoon. Very little breeze, what there is of it blowing out the center. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. And take a look at the starting lineup for the ever-changing A's, as they'll have Jaso, Punto, and Donaldson, Moss, Cespedes, and Vogt, Norris, Cayespo, and Blanks. Jaso, one of 3 catchers in the lineup for the A's today.
Now let's take a look at Ubaldo Jimenez's pitch arsenal this afternoon. He uses his fastball at 52% of the time, breaking ball not 29% of the time, and that change at 19. Well, Ubaldo Jimenez's keys to success are the command of his off-speed pitches. He's looking to do that here at his home park this season. 2-6 record, 4.39 earned run average, 64 punch-outs with the 35 base on balls. Opponents hitting 253 overall. The lefty is down to 230. The righty's up there at 274. 7 home runs given up by Jimenez.
And Jaso will be the leadoff batter. He's in the DH role, leading off. A 1 for 4 so far in this series. Jimenez delivers. It's in there for a strike, and we are underway. Jaso's numbers: 292, 6 homers, 15 RBIs. Tremendous job. He said there are 3 catchers in. Shift used against Jaso. He'll ground it into the shift on the shortstop side where Manny Machado is. He'll make the play, and Jaso is retired.
Well, let's take a look at this Orioles defense this afternoon, brought to you by Chevrolet, one of the best all-around outfields in the game. Cruz, Jones, and Markakis. Hardy and Scope up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners, with Hundley doing the catching this afternoon.
Orioles now tied for second in defense in the league, as they have committed errors of late, which have been costly. They have committed 32 errors total on the season. They've made an error in 4 straight games, and the last time they did that was in May of 2012. So they'll try and end that here today. Here is Nick Punto, the veteran switch hitter, who is playing at shortstop in the ball game today. Punto has been at second base, shortstop, moves around, as do most of these players on this team. He's hitting a 241 right, 222 left. 1 home run. It came from this side of the plate. And Ubaldo Jimenez will fall behind 2-0.
Well, Ubaldo's got to be careful here. You know, we talked about the 7 home runs he's given up, but this has been a pretty powerful Oakland offense. They've homered in 15 straight games, totaling 26 home runs, so that they take advantage of the mistakes. They are not missing them.
The longest streak going in the majors. The A's are 10th in average and 1st in runs. That's one of the widest spreads you'll ever see between average and runs. Their home runs are the reason they are second. They've hit 75 home runs, second in the league, 1st in walks, 1st in on base percentage. So they're kind of playing, would be heretic to say in Oakland, they're kind of playing Earl Weaver baseball in Oakland.
Yeah, right.
Get them on and hit 3-run homers.
Seems to be their philosophy.
3 ball, 1 strike count on Nick Punto. Jimenez will walk him. He has given up 36 walks in 68 innings pitched.
Well, let's take a look at this A's heart of the order. 3-4-5 hitters this season. They have been dominant. 45 home runs, ranking 1st in Major League Baseball. 152 RBIs, that's 1st as well. 95 extra base hits, that 367 on base percentage. 2nd in Major League Baseball and 3rd in slugging percentage. And this hitter right here, Donaldson, is really a key to this A's offense. He kind of sets the tone. He's had himself a great start to this season. Last year finished 4th in MVP. One of the best all-around players in the game right now. You see his numbers of 17 home runs and 50 RBI.
The 1 for 7, a home run that he had in this game. Donaldson with a runner at first base and 1 out. The A's will run a bit Nick Punto, not one to steal a lot of bases, is over there right now, but Jimenez has had problems as base stealers are 9 out of 12 when Jimenez is on the mound. Nick Punto's 2 out of 3 stealing bases. Hundley's working behind the plate on the year. He's thrown out 1 of 15. So that's joining the Orioles 1 for 6 with San Diego. He was 0 for 9.
Now you think this combination, they might try to expose that a little bit, take advantage of the slower times from Jimenez, and Hundley having some trouble throwing guys out right now.
Nick Punto edging the lead over there with Davis on at first base. Donaldson, Moss waiting on deck. That'll go to the middle. Hardy over. He's got it. There's one. Jonathan Scope with that big arm. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. The ground ball coming from Jimenez gets him out of the inning. The Druid Theater, famous there from 47 to 90 as a theater, then became a drugstore, and more importantly, perhaps, Jimmy Cone is the ice cream parlor of choice in Damascus. Take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Their fares online only at southwest.com. Marquez, Machado, and Jones, Cruz, Davis, and Hardy, Pierce, Scope. Hundley gets the start. 12-game hit streak for Nick.
And let's take a look at Scott Casmir's pitch arsenal this season. He has been right on. 52% fastballs, 27% breaking balls, 21% changeups. He's got 3 breaking pitches, a cutter, slider, and a curve. You'll see him use them all effectively. That 2.40 earned run average is 4th in the American League. 215 opponent batting average. That's 2nd in the American League. Lefties up a little bit, though, at 283. Righties just 198, and the righties have taken him deep 5 times.
So he, as we've noted so often, has those backward numbers going. Left-handers much better than right-handers against him. Nick Markakis leading it off for the Orioles. And has he ever walloped Casmir all those years with Tampa Bay when Nick faced him? .417 batting average with 2 home runs against the Oakland starter, the 30-year-old. Here in this leadoff spot, Markakis fouls it back. Nick hitting .377, his first time to the plate in a game when he's batting leadoff.
Yeah, well, Nick's been hot all year. Right now in another hitting streak, 12-game hitting streak. Seeing the ball well, has picked up 7 walks in this streak.
That will be taken down low for a ball, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. So the Orioles get yet another left-hander. They are 7-8 against left-handed starters. 264 off lefties as a team, and 270 off right-handers. They've actually upped those numbers against left-handers over the last month. Markakis will take that one, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Scott Casmir, one of the things that's really helped him out this season is his command of pitches. Throughout his career, there have been problems with walks, high pitch rate, but this year averaging below 2 walks per game.
And he does it again. Unbelievable. If only every inning was the first inning, Nick Markakis would hit 1,000. Another single, a 13-game hit streak. He's now 21 for 54, leading off a ball game.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff. Buck Showalter loves having him in that leadoff spot. The average, obviously, very high. It's the on-base percentage has been so important for this Orioles offense.
Now we'll bring up Manny Machado. Manny, a home run in this series, couple of hits, 2 for 7. The 1 RBI coming off the homer. Scott Casmir with a delivery to him is taken for a strike. Casmir is a great story. Started out looking like he was going to be a Cy Young Award Hall of Fame pitcher. Led the American League in strikeouts with 239 at the age of 23 in 2007, the youngest to do it since Frank Tanana in 75. Tried to bunt, strike called, he went after it, and then it all fell apart. And last year pitched in the Independent League and winter baseball in Puerto Rico before finally the Cleveland Indians decided to give him a try, then released him, and then he gets signed as a free agent. I mean, he has gone full circle already in his baseball career at the age of 30.
Yeah, quite a story, though. What an amazing comeback he made. Actually, that year last year with Cleveland to get himself back on the map after the 2 years basically out of baseball. You mentioned Independent League, winter ball. Cleveland taking a chance on him. He did pick up 10 wins last season. And then really he parlayed that in this 2-year deal with Oakland. And Oakland taking advantage of that success. Casmir really becoming more of a pitcher than that power thrower he was at a younger age.
And a strikeout, and Norris looked as though he may have gotten hit on the backswing there. First strikeout for Casmir.
Well, this is what you're going to see, a steady mix of pitches, and look at the location, everything down in the zone. There's one of his breaking balls, the slider down at the bottom of the zone. Manny swinging over the top, very slow pitch, 79 miles an hour. So that good ability to change his speeds and keep hitters off balance, and occasionally he'll rush that fastball up there 94, 95.
You saw that backswing at Norris right on the head. So the home plate umpire, Adrian Johnson, giving him a moment to recover there as Derek Norris puts the mask back on. Runner at first, now 1 away. 64 strikeouts in 75 innings for Casmir, so he can still pile up some Ks. Here's Adam Jones. We were talking about his streak. He's at a +6 hit in each of the last 6 games. You see his numbers, the #1 average against left-handers in the American League at .435.
Pretty amazing. I think his ability, I think the problem with the righties, the sliders down and away, tend to be a trouble spot with a lot of right-handed hitters, but the lefties don't have those type of pitches that bite off the plate that way. Everything coming in to Jonesy.
That's towards third. Donaldson 1, relay Cayespo, and each team gets a double play in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. Rubber match, 1 complete, no score. Elected 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play the Orioles scratch off from the Maryland Lottery for your chance to be a contestant of the game. Win a trip to see the O's play at Wrigley or to the MLB World Series. Learn more at mdlottery.com/Orioles. 30-year-old right-hander for the Orioles, Jimenez, who owns a 3-0 record against the A's. A solid 3.09 ERA in those games, and the A's have only touched him up for a 2.05 batting average in the starts that he's had against him. Moss will take it for a strike. Donaldson's season may have taken some of the shine off of what Moss is doing, but not for Bob Melvin. Melvin said yesterday, asked him, I said, well, is Donaldson the #1 offensive player on this ball club? And he hesitated, and he said, well, he's really good, but you know something? Moss is just as good.
Yeah.
It's cleanup batter. 1-1 delivery to him, foul back.
Yeah, both very similar. I mean, I think they both have good eyes at the plate. They'll take the walks when they're there, but they can drive mistakes big time in clutch situations. You see the numbers there against Jimenez, 400.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And that pitch will be taken down low. Moss starts the day 5th in home runs and 5th in RBIs in the American League. A lot of big offensive names in this game for each of these teams, with Nelson Cruz still leading in home runs and RBIs, total bases, and slugging. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that ball popped up the other way. Shift was on, won't matter. It's going to be in the seats.
A couple real good off-speed pitches from Ubaldo, and take a look at Ubaldo since 2013. First in the American League West, a 4-2 record, 2.35 earned run average, and the opponent's hitting just 198 in his 11 starts. Well, the rest a little bit more trouble. 11-13, 403 earned run average, and 257 opponent batting average in 33 starts.
2-2 delivery. Moss will take it. He's gone, and he knew it. Started walking away before the call was made. First strikeout.
Now, great fastball here, able to bring it back. The 2-seamer. See Hundley setting up in, catches that inside corner. Look at this movement on the fastball. Beautiful pitch, locking up Moss. Nice job working him through that at bat. Some off-speed pitches, well located down in the zone. Finishes him off with a nice fastball.
That will bring up Cespedes, getting the start in center field. It is his first start in center field this year. He's played out there 3 times, moved around when they made changes, but he hasn't started there. Buck Showalter was talking in the opener of this series that no team moves players around as much as this Oakland team does, both in platoons and in moving players from one position to another.
Now, you better be versatile, and you better be a team player when you play for the Oakland A's and Bob Melvin. I mean, he uses players to their maximum ability, challenges them to rise to the occasion defensively, and even the batting order, mixing it up.
They do not have Coco Crisp in the lineup today. He's had some problems and been sitting a bit, and I say that because Crisp has great numbers against the Orioles. He's hot. He's had a good series, and he has good numbers against Jimenez, but he is not in the lineup today, which may be a break for the Orioles. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Cespedes will take the pitch down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. More bad news for Texas. Mike and I were looking between innings. They can't draw a break. Mitch Moreland is going to have reconstruction on his ankle. He'll be out 3 months. 2-2 delivery on the way, and got him to chase that one, and he got a piece. Fouled it off.
Oh, good change right there from Ubaldo. I like the way he's been aggressive with his off-speed pitches here, and he's hitting his spots. And take a look, Cespedes reaching out just to get a piece of it to keep the at-bat alive.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Cespedes will go down swinging. Jimenez gets 2 Ks in the inning.
About as good as it gets right there. Nasty split finger. That bottom drops out of it. Throw it down the middle and let it work. What a beautiful pitch here. Cespedes fouled off a tough pitch before, but this one, trap door under the bat.
That will bring Vogt up. Well, it's another one of those players moving all over the place. He's been a catcher, played at first, playing in the outfield. He's starting in right field today, and it's only his second start ever in right field at the major league level. He played some in right field in the minors. 1-0 pitch taken for his strike. He started in right field on Thursday, and that was the first ever in right at the major league level. He'd been in the outfield for Tampa Bay in 2012 for 2 games. And then what did he do in the ball game last night? He caught.
That's some good versatility, I'll tell you.
2 down, nobody on. Vogt 2 for 5 in the series with an RBI. Close but not quite. 3-1.
Nice try. Good breaking ball. Tries to backdoor it. Just misses, quite possibly down and away. Pretty good pitch.
Stephen Vogt puts that one up in the air to right field. Nick Markakis going back. Warning track at the wall and makes the catch. A paint skimmer at the 373 mark, and a 1-2-3 inning. Cruz will lead it off for the O's. Patty Guzman, her mother Linda, on the field. Her fiance in Afghanistan, she didn't know he was here. Watch this as he came out on the field. That is First Lieutenant Arturo Abreu. Bronze Star, meritorious service in Afghanistan since July of 2013. She did not know her fiance was going to show up.
I love that stuff.
Wow. He's an executive officer for the 1,229th Transportation Unit in Baltimore. It's part of the Orioles' ongoing appreciation of military personnel. Wow. That'll make your day. Here is Nelson Cruz. And he will take the pitch for a strike. For the first time, a little bit of a struggle at the plate. Here in this series, he has gone 1 for 8. And as we said, still up there at the top in home runs and RBIs. And the left-hander's pitch is going to be inside to him, 1-1.
Well, they're chasing a few more breaking balls down and away. And Scott Casmir is going to be tested here today because, Cruz a little upset about this mini slump.
That should fall in for a base hit, tailing away, and it does. And Cruz is on, and the Orioles have the leadoff man now in each of the first 2 innings. Celebrate summer at Oriole Park. Pick up the Birdland Summer 6-pack. Tickets to 6 games of your choice. Savings up to 20% off the cost of single-game tickets. You can lock in best seats, best games, best promotions, and save. Go to Orioles.com/6-pack or call 888-848-BIRD. It's pretty good to get on against Casmir leading off an inning. He's 77% effective in retiring leadoff batters this year, and the Orioles have a 2 for 2 going. Here is Chris Davis. A couple of hits, 9 at bats, including a home run in the series. Big shift on against him. Interesting, Mike, where they've got Donaldson. Donaldson's over, but in. Not very deep.
Oh, yeah, that is a little interesting. You know, I think they recognize the speed of Chris Davis. I mean, he's not just a power hitter. He flies down that first base line. If they want to try to double him up in this shift, they got to stay in more of a traditional double play depth.
And they've done that all the way around in the infield, which gives you a lot of room and a hard hit ball. Orioles infield, playing field in general, is, as far as being a fast field, it's not.
Yeah, it's not a lightning fast field. It's not the slowest field in the game. I think it's, you know, right around average. But this Orioles team just came off probably the 3 of the fastest infields in the league: Milwaukee, Houston, and Texas. Then to come back here to Camden Yards, it takes a little bit to make that adjustment. You know, get some extra ground balls, and that's what Buck Showalter and Bobby Dickerson did with his infielders when they got home.
And one of the reasons why the A's can afford to play in a little bit more than they might somewhere else in this at bat. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Cruz off first base. Davis is swinging, foul tipped, and it's held onto by Norris. That will be the second strikeout for Casmir.
Well, Casmir, when he was younger, came up with the fastball 97, 98, and here 93 to get by the slugger Chris Davis. Take a look at the lowest opponent average here. Scott Casmir right there, second, 215. Chris Young leading the way at 214. Richards, Tanaka, and Darvish on that list as well.
It's our Jeep inside the numbers. Casmir will look over to first. J.J. Hardy with a 3 for 8 in the series. Hardy's off to a tremendous month of June as he finished up in May. He's hitting .292 so far in June. Cruz being held and very close at first base. Put up in the air, right side. Vote, first baseman blanks, and no play.
J.J. Hardy has been on fire since May 15th. Most multi-hit games. Well, J.J. Hardy on top of that list, tied with Beltre, Bogarts, and Rios with 11. I mean, he's been spraying the ball all over the field. Still in search of that first home run, but he's been putting some A swings on the baseball, and his average right up there at 300.
Looking for the double play. Ground ball pitcher Casmir. That'll be popped up first base side. Norris and Blanks. Norris gets out of the way. Blanks will put it away. So Hardy is retired on the pop-up, and there are 2 down. Just how far Casmir has come, I was looking at his numbers. If you take his career numbers and compare them to what he's got right now, his ERA is over 4 career. ERA now 2.4. Balls put in play, average career 304. Now 261. OPS 733 career, 574 right now. Batting average 249 career, right now 215. I mean, every category he has the best, some of the best numbers he's ever had in his career going this year. 2 down, and that one will be fouled back by Steve Pearce, the DH.
Well, he took those 2 years and really, I think, found out a lot about himself. There was, you know, self-coaching going on, and then just a way to figure out how to pitch with the diminished velocity. And it was really just learning how to command his off-speed pitches, work down in the zone. Talk about last year, the real good season with Cleveland. I don't think anybody thought he could repeat it. Well, he's off to a fine start.
That may fall in. It will. Base hit for Pearce. Give him a chance. He'll hit. He's 3 for 6 in this series as the DH today starts his day with a base hit.
Every chance he gets, he does something good.
So Pearce on, moving the runner Cruz to second base with 2 down. And that will bring up Jonathan Scope. For the Orioles in this series, they have gone 4 for 14, leaving 13 on. Oakland 3 for 18. They have left 13 on base in the first 2 games. Orioles continue number 1 in the league, hitting .291 with runners in scoring position.
And this is where Jonathan Schoop is at his best, 298 on the year with runners in scoring position. And take a look with runners in scoring position at home. The Orioles 257 on the road. They have been raking at 311. The second largest differential, .054.
Casmir. Pitch will be taken for a strike on the inside corner. This is a battle of the best as a team in average with runners in scoring position, about the best with a pitcher on the mound. The average against Casmir, 135 in these situations this year. And a look back. Cruz back to the back. Cruz is getting a huge secondary lead. That's why Casmir turned around. Calles, the second baseman, wasn't moving over at all, and Cruz was halfway down to third base.
Now, one thing about Nelson Cruz, not only is he probably the best hitter in the game with his power numbers this season, but he's a great base runner. I mean, he gets good secondary leads. He's always challenging a defense.
Explain what a secondary lead is.
Well, just how you get off the base. There's a primary lead where you establish your distance from the base, and then you bounce off, and the timing of it is when the ball is about to be hit, your right foot is still up in the air, and when it does get hit, you're still creating momentum towards the base you're trying to go to. And especially in situations like this, 2 outs and 2 strikes, as you bounce off the base and read that swing, if he anticipates Schoop's swing, he can already be off and running. So good secondary leads, especially with 2 outs, are crucial. Even with no outs, 1 out. I mean, you really have to be aggressive out there. Obviously under control, but can extend that lead and create momentum, towards the base you're going to.
He tried to steal home, of course, the other night, and from third, and was out. And the surprise move, and the shift was on, and he was close. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Casmir's delivery, and that will be fouled the other way by Jonathan Schoop. The Orioles, when it comes to series, they are even right now. They've won 7, lost 7, and tied 5. So they're trying to get a series win that'll get them above 500. This Oakland team has been outstanding, as you would expect in series wins, since they have the best record in the American League. And it's the best start the A's have had since 1990 to this point of the season. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Schoop. Orioles trying to get a run in, scoreless ball game, second inning. Cruz and Pierce are on. 2-2 is going to be lifted off the end of the bat towards center. Cespedes. What is that glove? A neon green on the webbing. Thought somebody had a traffic sign out there. Orioles lead 2. By Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. by American Standard. Celebrate the indoors today with up to $1,100 instant rebates or flexible financing. Visit your local American Standard dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
He's got it going on in the slow-mo. Like
and we didn't even have to slow it down. Here is Derek Norris, the catcher. A couple of hits, including a home run in the series. 2 for 4, scoreless ball game. Bottom third of the order against Ubaldo Jimenez. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire today, over a very fine career, noted as being maybe a little more favorable to hitters than pitchers on the strike zone. Generally, you got to throw a strike to get the call. Pitch will be outside with a slider again and a 1-ball 1-strike count.
There's Ubaldo's pitch count at 30. We're going into the third inning. 50% fastballs. Breaking ball at 17%. He's really going to that split finger change.
1-1 delivery. Right there in that outside corner again. Looking away, Norris, but that pitch has been called a strike now 2 times in this at bat.
Oh, that was a good one right on the outside corner. Tough pitch. One thing about this Oakland A's lineup, they don't really. It seems like they look for their spot. If they're looking in a zone, they wait for that pitch until they get to 2 strikes.
Souvenir into the shirt sleeve crowd. 1 ball, 2-strike count on Norris, doing the catching in the ball game. Jimenez trying to avoid the walks. He has given up 1. He has given up more, well, the 3rd most leadoff walks of anyone in the American League. Leading off an inning, 11 leadoff walks. 3rd most. Number 1, Bud Norris with 14. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that will miss outside. 2-ball 2-strike count.
I was talking to pitching coach Dave Wallace about these type of situations here, where the starting pitcher gets ahead, 1-2, now 2-2. Instead of trying to go with the nasty Hall of Fame type strikeout pitch, keep the ball in the zone, but let your stuff, your ability that you have work. I mean, Ubaldo Jimenez has movement on his fastball. He has great breaking ball, and we've seen his split finger. Even throwing it in the zone has great downward action. And take a look at that pitch track, and gets ahead with a couple fastballs on the outside corner, and then 3 pitches just bounced. Really a couple non-competitive pitches.
So the count goes to 3-2, and Jimenez has had a lot of those counts in his starts this year. That one will be fouled back into the screen, and those counts can really run the pitch count up to 8 now in this at bat. Then you get a couple of foul balls and a 3-2 count. Before you know it, you've thrown what you wanted to throw in the inning to 1 batter. Right-hander 3-2 for the 2nd time, coming up to Norris, then Casmir and blanks. And it's outside. He walked him. So there's the 2nd walk surrendered. Both have come with 1 away in the ball game. All week long, Masson is giving you the chance to meet Adam Jones and go behind the scenes during filming for one of his live chats at MassonSports.com. Be sure to follow Masson on Twitter. Use hashtag MassonOrioles in your tweets to be automatically entered to win. So Norris draws that big leadoff walk, the 12th surrendered this year to leadoff batters by Jimenez. And that's living dangerously, as we've pointed out. Pitch is inside. Good stop made by Hundley. Casmir at the plate. Has he got the neon gloves on?
No.
No? Okay. Because he's 0 for 19.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about, it was Houston, right?
Yeah.
Somebody was 0 for 26 or something. Put on the neon gloves, got a base hit. Came back up again with the neon gloves on. Grounded out. Next time up, didn't have the neon gloves on anymore.
Right, it was their shortstop, Villar.
That's right,
yeah.
Villar. Hundley going out to talk with Jimenez now. That's 2 more out of the strike zone. Callaspo's got a 2 for 9 off the Oriole right-hander.
It seems like Ubaldo kind of goes out deeper into a game how his base on balls goes. If his walk rate is up in a game, 3 or 4, actually sometimes 5 he's had this season, he has early exits. 5th inning. He's pitched into the 6th inning, but when he has that low walk, 1 or 2 in a game, he gets deeper, able to manage his pitch count.
Taking all the way, it is in there for a strike. Remember, this is the team that leads the American League in walks. One of the reasons they're up there in on-base percentage. Callaspo hitting in the number 8 spot for Bob Melvin's team today. He is one of those who can take you deep into account. Runner goes inside ball 4. Not close. Consecutive walks to start the 3rd inning. And 3 in the ball game already. That will drive Dave Wallace and Buck Showalter bananas.
Yeah, I mean, he has such good movement on his 2-seam fastball. Just keep it down in the zone, let him hit a ground ball. Hey, if they find a hole, so what? I mean, you're going to limit your pitch count. You're only hurting yourself with those base on balls.
Kyle Blanks has got an 8-game hit streak. He's batting 9th, the big, tall first baseman. Going 9 for his last 20. That's a .450 average. Came over from San Diego on May 15 in a minor league deal. 0-1 delivery, and that pitch will miss. Got a big strike zone here with Banks.
Yeah,
Banks has got some size to him.
That was a pretty good fastball, though. Looked like right at the bottom of the zone, and Banks, that 8-game hitting streak picked up from San Diego, was in the minor leagues. Has had some up and down time. Just never really did anything when he had opportunities at the major league level with San Diego. And once again, the Oakland Athletics taking a chance on a guy and trying to get the most out of him. And he's done some good things already in his short time with the A's. A couple home runs.
And he gets ahead on the count here, 2-1. Norris down at second, Callaspo on at first. Blanks in his 14th game in the A's uniform. 2-1 delivery to him. He'll take it. It is there for a strike. Caught the outside corner. 2-2. It's a big moment in the ball game early on for Jimenez. One, because he's got 2 on, nobody out, but the other is to just try and find himself again and get back into the ball game throwing strikes. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be fisted the other way.
Well, he's made some good pitches here to Blanks. I mean, all around the perimeter. And actually a couple borderline pitches that could have been called strikes. Right back to that fastball, though. All fastballs after losing both Norris and Callaspo on breaking balls.
2-2 Blanks with Jaso waiting on deck. Delivery, and that will be down low. So here's another 3-2 count. Oakland with the 3 for 18 with runners in scoring position. You see their number this month, 27th in the majors. On the year, hitting .245, they're 11th. 3-2 delivery, and walked him. Oh my. He has walked the bases loaded here in the 3rd inning. 4 walks in the game.
Dave Wallace running out there to get him back on track. He really just has to tell him be more aggressive in the zone. I mean, sometimes you just don't understand. He's making some good pitches with his fastball. He made some quality pitches to Blanks, but the off-speed pitches here in this inning have hurt him. You know, I think just giving hitters too much credit. Now, granted, this is a pretty good offense, but Ubaldo Jimenez has to have confidence in his stuff and attack the strike zone. Right now, got himself into a jam with 3 consecutive base on balls.
So Jaso will be coming up with the bases loaded. He is 0 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. The walks to Norris, Callaspo, and Blanks. Jaso grounded out his first time up. The Orioles will play for the double play. And he'll take the pitch, and it'll be in there for a strike to Jaso.
Well, let's take a look at Ubaldo's delivery. Now, it's pretty unique and kind of hard to repeat. But when he finds that, he can sustain that and be one of the most dominant pitchers in the game. But there's been some inconsistencies here in the first third of the season. They're just missing there. That's a pretty good fastball. He could use a little help.
And this is why we were mentioning that Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire, tends to have a pretty strict definition of that strike zone.
That one, boy, that looked like a pretty good strike.
That one will be chopped foul. It'll go off Hundley behind the plate. Jimenez has been non-decisioned in his last 2 starts against Houston and Texas. He has not had a win since May 8 against Tampa Bay. The Orioles have 3 wins and 9 losses in the 12 starts he's made. He is 2-6. 1-2 delivery. Jaso puts it up in the air. That is deep, way back in right center and off the top of the wall. It is in play. In play. 2 runs have scored. Now I think they're going to call it a home run. It is a grand slam home run for Jaso. The original call was no, and we're going to have an argument here.
Well, 2 different calls. First base umpire said no, it wasn't. Second base umpire says yes, it was. Here's going to be a look. Off the top.
That's a home run.
Is it?
Yeah, isn't that
Did
back
it hit
wall?
The back wall?
It hit the back wall, I think. Now the Orioles outfielders saying no.
I thought it hit the top of the fence.
You may be right. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I think it hit the top of the fence.
I think you're right.
So Morales at first gives the safe signal, and Larry Vanover at second said it was a home run. So off we go.
They're going to review this. This is not a challenge. This is the umpires deciding that they need to take a look at it. So Buck just went out and said, look, you guys think you ought to look at that on the replay? And they said, yeah, I think we should. So he didn't have to challenge.
Jace will get into one here. Up and out over. Well, it's just a question. It's going to be a double or a grand slam.
You can clearly see where it hit out there. And the question for the umpires is, was that a homer?
There's the ball.
See, there's a space between that first wall, the lower one, and the second one.
Yeah. And could you tell from that if it hit that back space, like right in the corner or on top of the wall?
See, I thought it hit the back space. I don't know. I thought it hit the back wall.
Yeah, it may have. It's really.
See, the space is in between. Right where he's reaching down there, there's an area between the first wall you see and the higher wall on the back. So I think that's a home run. If it hits the back wall, it's a home run.
Yeah, oh yeah, if it does.
The first wall is the homer territory, and the question is, did it go over that or hit off the top?
Yeah, I got the bad eyes, I guess. I mean, I thought it hit off the top of the fence.
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, really hard. The angles make the difference here. Remember now, the original call, this is interesting, the original call is ball in play.
Right.
So they've got to have conclusive evidence it was a home run in order to overturn it. Because the first base umpire made the first call, Gabe Morales, and then got overturned by the third base umpire, Angel Hernandez. This is a tough one.
Yeah,
usually it would be the other way around. It would be a home run, and you'd be saying, all right, is there conclusive evidence it wasn't a home run? Here it's the other way around. Is there conclusive evidence it was and that the call was wrong?
Yeah, Buck's going to go down and check himself.
Umpire's telling Jimenez that if he wants to throw, he can. So he's going to take advantage of that. See, I think it hit the back wall, and maybe there's something in the middle there, like a partition that it bounced off.
Might have hit off that pole.
Yeah, it might hit off that pole. because it shot back out there in a hurry. That a drainage pipe? Those pipes?
Yeah.
May have hit off one of those. This is going to be an extra long review. And this has become the problem with the new rule on reviews. It's the time it's taking to get it done.
Right.
And they're saying it's not a home run. It's going to be a double. And the runners are going to be on second and third. Now they're saying the call was overturned, so I guess they went with the second umpire's call, saying it was a home run.
Right. And then manager Bob Melvin came out just to get the ground rules explained.
So it is a 2-run double for Jaso. So the A's are going to get the lead here on Jaso's what looked like to us was a home run, but on review, no. They'll move Blanks over to third. Jaso will go to second. 3 minutes and 18 seconds for the review to be done, and all that time Jimenez is standing out there throwing a little, standing, throwing a couple, standing. Runners at second and third, and here's Nick Punto. Still nobody out and a 2-0 lead. So the first two walks have scored. Now Blanks, who got the third walk, is at third base. Jaso comes through with RBIs 16 and 17 on the year, his 8th double. And Nick Punto gets the RBI opportunity. The infield's going to play it halfway.
Yeah, not the best speed over there at third base, so they can give themselves as much room as possible.
And that pitch will miss, and the count goes to 2-0. Ooh, what a disastrous inning here it has been so far for Jimenez. 3 walks and a double. Trying to find a way to get strikes. Nick Punto's got a 1 for 5 lifetime off Jimenez. 2-0 count. And not even close. 3-0.
Oh, just completely lost the command here. Didn't get a lot of help from the home plate umpire with a couple pitches, but take a look at Jimenez last year. 3.94 walks per 9. This season 4.66. Command not quite there.
Not even close. 5 walks in 2+ innings. 4 in this inning. So the bases are loaded again. And quickly the Oriole bullpen, Brad Brock, will get up to throw with Donaldson coming to the plate. Donaldson, a 1 for 4 off Jimenez. He hit into a double play his first time up. The Orioles will hope he does that again. With nobody out, the infield will play back for 2. They'll surrender the run. And he will foul that one off the other way.
Now, when you get a pitcher that's struggling with his command, you can just zone up in the zone. You don't have to be too picky and just let it go when it's up there. I mean, Jimenez showing that he can't really command the ball right now.
0-1 delivery. And that hit the bat or his hand or nothing. I'm not sure. It's called strike, so it hit the bat. Count goes to 0-2.
Well, a lot of times, I don't know if they hit the knob or ran in and ended up catching the bat. Yeah, it caught the barrel of the bat. That bat had dropped and helped Jimenez out.
Donaldson 2 for 7 with the bases loaded. Will take the pitch down low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count. The A's with a chance for a big inning. They have pushed 2 across, and they've had 1 hit in the 5 batters who have come to the plate. Bases loaded for the second time in the inning. Donaldson, 299 with runners in scoring position on the year. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And that's down low, bounced. 2-2, and the fans a murmur.
Well, they're still waiting for Ubaldo to show what he can do here at his home park. We talked about his struggles this season here at .572 earned run average. Hasn't even picked up a win yet. But we've seen him on the road have some quality starts.
2-2 delivery. Oh my gosh. Count goes full again, 3-2. Jimenez has been good with runners in scoring position, hitting only $188 off him, but he's really created an enormous problem for himself in this inning with these walks and these long counts. Over 30 pitches thrown in the inning. 3-2 delivery, and that one down to third base. Manny Machado's going to come home. There's one, so they get the out at the plate. With blanks running, no small matter to get that out at home.
That was a good play by Manny Machado, gunning that run down. A little chopper, momentum kind of brought him that way. Here Donaldson getting on top of it, and he's got to run up to get that hop. Just let the momentum take you to where to make the play. I mean, there was an out at any base. You know, some infielders might have thought to stop and turn to second, but good job cutting that run down. Going to try to not let this game get out of hand.
Now here's Brandon Moss. Bases remain loaded with one away. Moss will put it up in the air deep to center field. That is way back, and no question this time. Goodbye home run. A grand slam home run for Brandon Moss. And the A's take a 6-0 lead. Moss with his 16th homer and now has 53 RBIs on the year. And that's it in a very disappointing start for Ubaldo Jimenez. He will leave the game. This pitching change should be quick, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change. At Jiffy Lube, they get you in and out fast, and you never need an appointment. The grand slam by Moss chases Jimenez. After a very disappointing 13th start of the year.
Yeah, real tough outing here. Just 2 1/3, 2 hits, just 2 hits given up, but 6 earned runs. The 5 walks, of course, really what sent Jimenez to the bench. Couple strikeouts, 63 pitches, 33 balls, 30 strikes in that early exit for Jimenez. And Brad Brock, he was asked to come in to relieve Chris Tillman when he had an early exit back in Texas, and he pitched a great ball game, 3 1/3 innings. So Brad Brock now the long man for Buck Showalter, and he's hoping that he can get him into the middle part of this ball game.
Cespedes with 1 down and nobody on. 2 RBI double by Jaso and the grand slam home run by Moss, and the 6-0 lead for the A's. That is the 2nd grand slam this year that Brandon Moss has hit. It is the 4th grand slam hit by the A's. They've had 1 from Norris, 1 from Reddick, and the 2 from Moss. So the Orioles will have an uphill climb in this one as we play in the third inning, but a long way to go. That ball towards the hole. Hardy will backhand it on the outfield grass. One hopper, not going to get it. It'll bounce off the facade. Cespedes will be credited with a single. So he's 1 for 2 in the ball game and extends his hit streak.
Cespedes in the hole. J.J. Hardy, I mean, good backhand play, but another throw coming up short for J.J. Chris Davis with the reach and stretch, but just can't come up with it. You see Hardy getting to this ball fine, able to get his feet underneath him. Cespedes with the good speed, but J.J. Hardy and a couple of these infielders in a little bit of a funk defensively right now.
The A's have batted around. This is the 9th batter to hit. Vogt will take it outside for a ball. He flied out his first time up. So you are seeing the offense that has made the A's the #1 team in the American League in wins, coming alive here in this third inning. Rock's delivery firing across his body. That will miss. And the count goes to 2-0. For Moss now with his 16th home run. He's 5th. RBIs. He's now 2 behind Nelson Cruz for the lead in the American League. That grand slam moves him into second place and runs batted in. Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way, and that ball up in the air to left field. Cruz will put it away, and Vogt is retired. 2 down. Tuesday, the Orioles battle the American League East rival Red Sox. Don't miss Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Every Tuesday home game, all upper reserve seats are just $9 when purchased in advance. Show your Birdland pride and save. Tickets going fast. Get yours at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Red Sox will be coming in for the 3-game stand starting tomorrow night. Bud Norris against Jake Peavy, Chris Tillman and Brandon Workman in the middle game, and then Wei-Yin Chen and Ruby De La Rosa in the third game. That ball lashed towards right center field. Jones will get there and make the catch. Vogt is retired. 10 came to the plate. 6 crossed. Grand slam by Moss included. 6-0. Maryland University College. August 13, 1969, Jim Palmer off the DL 4 days earlier threw his first and only career no-hitter. He survived a season-high 6 walks, 3 in the 9th inning against the A's. There have been 5 no-hitters in Orioles franchise history, and Jim had the 3rd and last of the Oriole pitchers to throw a complete game no-hitter. August 13, 1969. Way to go, Jim!
Nice, yeah. Effectively wild that game for the no-hitter.
Effectively wild. And the Hall of Famer We go to the bottom half of the third inning. It'll be Hundley, Markakis, and Machado. The A's have a 6-0 lead before the Orioles have even gone through the lineup. Hundley has an 0 for 3 in this series. Casmir's pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Casmir, the 4th best ERA in the league coming into today's game. The Orioles, somewhat ironically, have faced a pitcher who was 4th in ERA in the league 2 days in a row. Because Sonny Gray was 4th before yesterday. The Orioles hit him up for 5 runs on 4 hits. So moving into 4th place for today was Casmir. 1-1 delivery, and the pitch will be inside. Now it's about finding a way to get some base runners on.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, Casmir's walk rate down this year, but they've got to try to work him. That was a long inning there for him to sit on the bench. And you see him kind of stepping back and stretching, but get a guy or 2 on. And this Orioles offense, no slouch either. They're kind of on a home run streak, 7 straight games. And if it's 13 home runs in those 7 games.
3-1 delivery down to third, hit the bag, fair ball. Oh my, Donaldson. Wow.
Pretty good play there. I mean, Donaldson showing why he was 4th in MVP voting last season. Look at this attempt here, diving across the line into foul territory, quick to the feet, and a strong throw right on the money. And Casmir appreciating the defense behind him.
Well, the leadoff man retired. Donaldson with the play. Here is Nick Markakis, who picked up a base hit first time up. Nick now has a 13-game hit streak, and he is 4 for 9 in this series. And he will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Casmir this year, when the bases are empty, opponents are hitting .214, .215 when somebody's on. Just hasn't mattered very much for Scott Casmir what the situation is. Opponents overall at .215, that is the 2nd lowest average for any pitcher in the American League. 1-1 delivery on the way. Markakis did not go around, and a 2-1 count.
Nick, a good eye, and nice job holding up there. So good against left-handed pitchers. We've talked about him all season long. Just the way the defense plays him. Everybody's straight up, but able to keep that front side in against some tough lefties.
That will just miss, and the count goes to 3-1. For Nick this year, a real good .324 average off the left-handers. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way, and he's going to draw a walk. So Casmir, who has the 7th best walks per 9-inning number, surrenders his first walk.
Great at bat by Nick Markakis, really working him, laying off some tough pitches down in the zone.
Now Manny Machado coming up. Manny last year against the left-handers hit .292. He is hitting .225 this year so far. 1 down. That high leg kick, and it'll be fouled away.
Well, Manny's been getting after it here recently at the plate. His offensive numbers starting to come up. Some home run production there. You see last 7 games versus the A's, 462, 6 runs, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. But here recently, getting better swings on the ball. Really making some good contact.
0-1, that's a strike. Manny's been part of this offensive flurry that the Orioles have had that started last month in May. Machado has continued it here in June. He's hitting .333 in the month of June. Orioles have had 78 hits in the previous 7 games. And a swing and a miss as he tailed one away.
Well, 3 fastballs to Machado, and he moved him around. You see the one down in the zone, this one on the outer third. 2nd strike up and in. And Casmir showing that he can throw his off-speed pitches for strikes. So hitters, they can't sit on the fastball. Every now and then you get to 2 strikes and you're a little in between, and Casmir showed that he could just rush one by him.
He really does look like a pitcher now, doesn't he?
He does.
That's the way he's working the game.
He works fast, command of all of his off-speed pitches. Doesn't really fall into any kind of predictable pattern.
Casmir with 2 down, runner on at first base. Markakis. Here's Jones, hit into a double play his first time up. Left-hander's delivery to him. Adam with the 76 hits among the top 10. Altuve of Houston leads with 84 in the American League. Adam is 6th. Nick Markakis is 4th in hits in the league. 1-0 count. And the fastball will be up high.
Nice quiet take right there from Adam Jones. We talked at the beginning of the show about how he's been able to use the whole field, picking up some home runs to right field and driving the ball back up the middle. Really something that is unique about Adam Jones is his ability to take a ball that's inside and pull his hands in and drive it back through the middle of the field. Instead of, you see a lot of guys hooking around that pitch, pulling it foul. Adam here recently has had great success leading with the hands, letting the ball travel, and even when a pitcher tries to beat him with a fastball inside, he can slap it right back through the box.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Not a big lead for Markakis. And Jones on the heater that was in. 93 miles an hour is 2-2.
Well, he got after this one. He reminded himself after the swing, kind of dropped the back shoulder a little bit, but you see the consistent spots there, trying to work up and in to Adam Jones.
Adam 1 for 8 lifetime against Scott Casmir. Casmir up to 45 pitches thrown so far. And the 2-2 delivery, and Jones a comebacker. Casmir's got it. A little lob toss over to first base. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. Our Sunday game here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Rubber match, and the A's are up. SportsIllustrated.com. Justin Verlander was arguably the best pitcher in baseball 2 years ago, but after Thursday's loss to Toronto, there are reasons to believe Verlander's days of dominance are behind him. That is shared by a number of people, that thought. Joel Sherman, New York City Post, in the playoff race. There's paucity of excellent and dreadful teams. The middle has swelled. Just about any club that runs off 8 wins in 10 games is going to think it's in a prime playoff position. Not too many teams are going to collapse out of contention. That right now is just a truism. Not only affects the races, but it's probably going to have an impact on what teams are going to be willing to deal come trading deadline time.
That's going to be really interesting.
Because if you think you're still in it, you're going to be looking and not trading somebody out. Here is Cayespo. He will take it for a strike.
Well, so much of that comes down to the ability to evaluate your own talent. Do you have enough to make it to the promised land?
Yep. That will be fouled back. Well, the front offices of teams now with the draft done can turn their attention to that. That's the next big thing, is the trading deadline. 0-2 count on Casmir. Drew a walk, scored in the third inning. Brad Brock on in relief. Ground ball to first and foul. Almost over the bag, but not quite.
Yeah, Chris Davis giving chase, trying to catch it down there before it went foul, but made a right turn just before it got to first base. Brad Brock, he had to come in back on the 5th of June to pick up Chris Tillman, and he did a fabulous job. 3 1/3 innings of work. Just gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, had a couple punch outs. Really a fine performance, and Buck Showalter asking him to do the same here. Try to get deeper in this ball game, save his bullpen, and give this offense a chance.
That one drilled in the air to right center field. Markakis and Jones watching. That'll take a hop and go up off the wall and over, and it will be a ground rule double. So Casmir, who had an 0 for 19, will get out of it with a double here in the 4th inning.
Fastball here from Brock. Hundley wanting it inside, and it stays up and out over the plate, and you see him get that good extension. Hands and hips come through, and then keeps that bat head through the zone. A long time driving it, 1 hopper over the right center wall.
The A's are 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They get another one there with nobody out. Here's Blanks. He drew a walk his first time up. One of the strange lines of the year on Ubaldo Jimenez, with 6 runs on 2 hits in 2 1/3 innings. 5 walks and 2 strikeouts. 0-1 count. Casmir off second base, and a swing and a miss as he jammed him again inside. 0-2.
Good 2-seam fastball there. Brock holds some pretty good velocity, 92, 94 miles an hour. Has good movement. He's tough to pick up as well because he has that cross-body delivery. And look at the 2 pitches. Great location down and in to Blank. Certainly don't want to let him get his arms extended.
That will miss. 1-2. Toronto comes into this Sunday leading the East by 5.5 over the Orioles. The Orioles jumped ahead of the Yankees into second place last night. Red Sox have lost 5 in a row, the longest losing streak in the American League, and they are 10 games out starting today's play. 1-2 delivery, foul the other way. Detroit's got a 4-game lead over the Indians, 4.5 over Chicago, and 5 over Kansas City and Minnesota. So everybody's in it in the Central. Thus, the Twins signed Kendry Morales to a deal. Oakland's 4.5-game lead over the Angels, 5.5 over Seattle. Winningest team in baseball, the Giants, 41 wins, including a 4-game win streak. 1-2 delivery, right back in there. They want to check. Did he go? No. Gave Morales at first.
Take a look. Another good fastball. Down and in, 93 miles an hour, and Blank trying to cheat to get there, but strong, able to hold that bat head up.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Casmir getting his lead off second base. 3-2. A's have played this series without Josh Reddick. He's got a knee problem, so their right fielder has been out, which is why Vogt is getting a start in right field today as they juggle those in right. Moss was there yesterday. Here's the 3-2 delivery, and Blanks will take it, and another walk. That's 6 walks by Orioles pitchers. 2 on and nobody out. Take a look at the O's upcoming schedule. Our Krieger Eye Institute, from routine to the most specialized eye care. LifeBridge Health's Krieger Eye Institute handles it all. Call 410-601-2020 for a same-day appointment.
Quite a homestand here. Oakland A's first, and the Red Sox come into town and start back in their division, and then the Toronto Blue Jays leading the East. Should be a pretty good battle.
Cardinals have jumped on Toronto for a 5-0 lead in their ball game today. Matt Holliday gets scratched from the lineup. Lower back tightness against the Jays today for the Cardinals, but their offense rolling so far. 1-0 delivery. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Casmir will make the turn. Cruz up with it. Throw will come into the cutoff man. Run will score. And what a day for Jaso. That's his third RBI. The base hit and a double in today's ball game, and that'll put runners at first and second with a 7-0 ball game.
Well, this pitch stays up and out over as well, and he stays on it, driving it the other way. A good piece of hitting. Caspo is getting the arm from Gallego, and off he goes, able to score easily on the base hit.
7 runs on 5 hits for the A's so far in this game. Jaso has his first 3 RBI ball game. Here is Nick Punto. He has drawn 2 walks in the game. Punto scored in the third, part of the grand slam picked up by Moss. 3 for 4 now with runners in scoring position for the A's. Lead runner is Blanks at second base. 1-0 pitch and a swing and a miss. Punto trying to dig that one out.
Oh, good changeup right there from Brock. Get back in the zone with that fastball, though. Good pitch to induce a ground ball. Talk about that good movement he has and good velocity.
Nick Punto with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Not had a hit in his last 6 times to the plate. Pitch is taken and the count will go to 2-1. Punto's moved around. He has had 26 starts, 18 of them at second base, 11 games, 7 starts at short. And that one, a broken bat. That's to the Bermuda Triangle. That's going to be a base hit. Blanks will be held. And for the 3rd time in the ball game, the A's have loaded the bases 3 times in 4 innings. And Nick Punto has his first hit of this series.
And unfortunately for the Orioles, now the heart of this lineup coming up. A pretty good pitch from Brock and a broken bat on the changeup. Punto gets out front, but he's able to get it to nestle out there in between Hardy, Cruz, and Jones. And Blanks can't read it, so he stays at third.
Dave Wallace again going out. Decision to be made, and a tough one for Buck Showalter now. I mean, you're only in the 4th inning. You trail 7-0. You got the Red Sox and Toronto coming in. You've used your bullpen a good deal already this season. Now what do you do?
Yeah, well, there are times when there's going to be a pitcher that's got to take one for the team, and right now it looks like it's going to be Brock, unless he obviously has some more struggles and can't get out of this jam. But he's going to be asked to do a lot. At least try to eat up another inning or 2.
So the base is loaded. Nobody out, a run in. A double, a walk, and 2 singles, and Donaldson up. 2nd time he's been up with the bases loaded. He hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and the pitch will be taken for a ball. Donaldson and then Moss. Donaldson against the Orioles, a career .293 hitter, but not much of it has been done here at Camden Yards. Only a .167 average in this ballpark, but the 2 home runs he has against the Orioles have come here. And that's going to miss, and the count goes to 2-0. This is a Sunday where the strike zone just does not want to exist for the Oriole pitchers.
Well, there are some dangerous hitters, but like I talked about with Jimenez, have confidence in your stuff.
You know, challenge guys. You got to make quality pitches, but
here's a good breaking ball, had him leaning away. That's exactly, of course, what happened yesterday for Kevin Gausman. He did believe, and he
sure did
challenge. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Donaldson, bases loaded, nobody out. The Orioles infield is back, looking to get 2. What Adam Jones said yesterday on Kevin Gausman, he was throwing strikes and attacking hitters. They are the #1 team in the American League on base percentage. He limited that. He went after them, and he used his defense. And the pitch will be taken down low. And that made Gausman successful. He said he's getting the opportunity. This game is all about confidence, not necessarily stuff. He knows he will get a shot to start. I told him to go after them, use your stuff. Gausman did. He's now in the rotation. He will start in his next scheduled start. 3-1 delivery on the way, and a ground ball back to the mound. There's 1. Chance for 2. They get it. Big double play. Donaldson on the comebacker. A 1-2-3 double play.
Oh, nice job by Brad Brach helping himself here. Good pitch. Little slider down in the zone. He snares that one. On to Hundley. Hundley on to Chris Davis. Big double play to help Brach and the Orioles get out of that jam. Not quite out yet. Still got to come out with a big out, but a potential monster inning kind of squelches there.
And Brandon Moss, who has the grand slam home run, his 2nd of the year, came in the 3rd inning. He's got runners at 2nd and 3rd. Base hit here, and he could have a couple more RBIs. Moss was 16 home runs on the season. And the pitch to him will be inside for a ball. That's only the 2nd home run Moss has ever had against the Orioles. And both of those have come here at Camden Yards. One 0 count, 2 down. Jaso, Nick Punto, the base runners. 2-0.
Trying to get it in there on him. Pitch to the shift. Jonathan Scope way out in shallow right field. Hardy swung over on the second base side. Manny Machado over at shortstop. Brad Brach, 24 pitches, 12 strikes, 12 balls.
3-0. Brandon Moss, even with all the offense he gives them, he has to move around too. He's started at 4 different positions: first base, left, DH, and right. He's in left today. 3-0 count, 2 down. Green light probably here with a 7-0 lead. Nope. He took it. There was nothing to hit anyway. So Brach gives up his 2nd walk, and the bases are loaded again.
Well, you can understand that one. I mean, the open base, Moss already with the grand slam in the ball game. Very dangerous hitter. You saw his numbers with runners in scoring position. Take your chances here on Cespedes with a force out at any base.
Cespedes with a base hit, 1 for 2 in the ball game. He now has a 6-game hit streak. He's gone 8 for his last 22. He also leads the league's outfielders in assists. He's got 7. 2 down, bases loaded. Here in the 4th inning, a run in. Cespedes will take it, and it's a strike. Cespedes started the day tied for 3rd in extra base hits in the league, 4th in triples, 10th in RBIs, and tied for 10th in home runs. 0-1 pitch by Brach. That ball looped in the air. Cruz coming. He'll get there, and that will do it. It'll retire the side. Only 1 run in on 3 hits. They leave the bases loaded. It is now a 7-0 A's lead. of us in the booth, we watch what we eat. These are fine blueberries.
It's a healthy snack.
It is a healthy snack.
Yeah.
We set it right there and use it. This is the inning where we sell, sell, sell. This is a new book just put out. It is called Holy Toledo. It's about former A's broadcaster Bill King, who I love dearly. It's by Ken Forge, who is their current announcer. Ken Core stars their games on radio. It's a wonderful book about a wonderful man and his life in baseball. I highly recommend it, called Holy Toledo. Anything you'd like to sell?
Well, no, but I will say I love Bill King. I spent a lot of time out there in Oakland. He was a tremendous person.
Great guy.
Yeah, he sure was.
What do you do on a day like today?
Well, you keep grinding out of bats. That's for sure. I mean, the Orioles have dug themselves a little bit of hole. Some inconsistent pitching. The base on balls obviously hurting Jimenez. Brock giving up a run there. But this Orioles offense is so explosive. They have never, ever given up in a ball game. So they're going to continue to kind of grind out at bats, try to get to Casmir. Continue to try to get him out of this ball game. And, you know, we talked about it early in the game. Get a guy or two on. A guy hits a home run, you're right back in it. So there's never any give up in this offense.
Orioles against Casmir have Cruz leading it off here. He picked up a base hit. His first time up. Our Jeep inside the numbers.
Yeah, check out the home run rate. At bats per home run. Nelson Cruz leading the way at 10.7. But Brandon Moss and Josh Donaldson from the Oakland A's on that list as well. So some dangerous hitters. And it's getting to be about that time for Nelson Cruz.
Leader in home runs and RBIs. He is fifth in runs scored in the American League. .310 batting average for him. A couple of hits, 9 at bats in this series. Cruz will take it, and he's gone. Casmir will get his 4th strikeout to start the inning.
Casmir with the fastball. Right on the outside corner, actually right down the middle. I think Nelson Cruz looking for something else. And I think that's the ability. We talked about how Machado went down on 3 fastballs. He's been mixing up his pitches and sometimes can catch hitters off guard, sneak a fastball by them.
So 1 away, and Chris Davis coming up. Chris struck out his first time up. And a long cut on the delivery by Casmir. Chris against the left-handers at .259, 3 of his 9 home runs hit against the lefties. Another one where he throttled back on it and had him out in front.
Yeah, good change there, 82 miles an hour. So it might have been a cutter down and away.
0-2 pitch. Fooled him after the off-speed stuff came back at 94.
Well, a couple good breaking balls down and away. You see the pitch track, and then up in the zone with the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And just breaking the rhythm and timing right now of the Orioles hitters. A couple of them kind of guessing off speed, and now comes a fastball, and that's just pretty good job pitching right there to very dangerous Chris Davis.
2 down, nobody on. Here is Hardy, who popped out his first time up. Last 5 starts for Scott Casmir. He's allowed 1 run or none in 3 of the 5. 0-1 delivery. That will miss down low. Orioles have had good success, as we said, against Casmir. They've got a 5-5 record against him with an ERA of almost 4.5. I'm sorry. And in this ballpark, his 2-3 record with an ERA of 4.8. But this is a different Scott Casmir. J.J. Hardy, the 1-2 delivery to him. Orioles shortstop on a number to second. Cayespo with time and a quick inning for Casmir. Orioles retired in order, and that's the second time he's faced only 3.
It's third inning, boy, it was trouble for Jimenez. A walk to Norris, a walk to Callaspo, and a walk to Blanks to load the bases. Jaso comes up, hammers one. Is it a grand slam or a double? Umpires have to check. Oh, send it back. Helped out Jimenez there. But Punto gets on, and Moss makes him pay a grand slam. A huge third inning for the Oakland A's and an early exit for Ubaldo Jimenez. Take a look at the pitching matchup here. Casmir cruising along, just 3 hits allowed. Ubaldo Jimenez 2 1/3, just 2 hits, 6 earned runs. The 5 walks really hurt him. 63 pitches thrown for Jimenez, over half of them balls. Remember, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Top of the 5th inning. The A's getting a lot of at-bats in this one. Stephen Vogt, the right fielder, has had a couple of fly ball outs in this one, hitting at .313 on the year. 1-0 delivery to him, and that'll be taken down low. Oakland now with that grand slam home run hit by Moss continues the streak Mike was talking about. They've homered now in 16 straight games, hitting 27 home runs in those 16. That is not the kind of statement you would expect to be making about the Oakland A's. I mean, unless you're back of the Bash Brothers or something. But
yeah, right. This is the new Bash Brothers. I mean, these guys doing it all. Runners in scoring position, not the best, but they do have 6 players with 20 or more base on balls. A couple of them with 30+ walks. And they have this ability to hit the long ball. Of course, Moss and Donaldson, Cespedes with the 10 home runs. Or excuse me, 12 home runs.
Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. (3-2) to the leadoff batter. Brad Brock on in relief, giving up a run on 3 hits in that last inning. That'll go towards the hole. Manny Machado was moved way over. He will get it there in time. Wednesday, when the Birds take on the Red Sox at 7:05, all fans will receive an Oriole Way t-shirt. Don't miss this great new design. Several popular fan rally cries, images, and moments from the team's great 60-year history. You'll have everything from Wild Bill to the Why Not team to Orioles Magic and the Buckle Up Birds. Tickets going fast for the Red Sox series. Get yours at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. One away. Norris coming up. Derek Norris has drawn a walk and scored, and he has flied out to center field, and he will take the pitch for a strike.
Well, Norris a pretty dangerous hitter as well, and we talk about Bob Melvin, his ability to match up his players, and he always juggling the lineup and the versatility of his players. He puts these guys in the situations where they're going to have the opportunity to have the best success, and Norris one of those players. He's one of their 3 catchers with 6 home runs, hitting for high average right now, really maximizing all of their potentials.
2-strike count on him. The delivery to Derek Norris, and that is going to miss outside. Norris has struggled at the plate with that 169 average over the last 20 games, but he has drawn 13 walks. He has had a problem throwing out base stealers, only 2 out of 25, which is the lowest in the majors. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be taken inside. So that's one of the reasons they are keeping 3 catchers on this team, so they can rotate people around like they've done today with Jaso DHing, Vogt playing in right, and Norris doing the catching. They like the bats and the on-base percentages. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss inside. Dare I ask how many 3-2 counts Oriole pitchers have had today? 5? 46 pitches thrown by Brad Brock. He's coming on in the third inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Big crowd on hand on this Sunday for this rubber match. And walked in. Third walk surrendered by Brock.
Pretty good pitch, though. Good velocity, nice spot.
In our Major League Notebook on this date in baseball history was 1951 when Marv Rotblatt. You remember Marv? He was the first pitcher to be driven in from the bullpen. Remember when they used to use the carts? I'll tell you a little added story to that. 1986, the Orioles won the longest 9-inning game in Major League history. It took 4 hours and 16 minutes. The Orioles beat the Yankees 18-9. Pitch is taken for a strike. In that Marv Rotblatt story, the White Sox reliever, first one brought in from the pen by a cart. The White Sox, for the opposing team, provided a black Cadillac to bring you in. It came from a funeral parlor.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow.
That sounds like Becca's in Wreck. How would you like that? The opposing bullpen, you got to come in and they send out the black hearse.
No thanks, I'll walk. I'm good.
1-1 delivery on the way. I wonder why that stopped. And I don't remember. For a long time, you had carts that brought pitchers in from the bullpen, and then it all went away. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either.
Don't know why that happened. I don't know why it started. I'm supposing pitchers didn't like walking in all the way from center at places like Comiskey Park. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Casmir, runner on at first base, and it'll be outside. T.J. McFarland in the bullpen.
T.J. the long lefty under the Orioles bullpen. And Brad Brock trying to save this pen for the upcoming series.
Just put this on a loop tape. There's another walk. 5 by Jimenez, 4 by Brock.
Man, take a look at 52 pitches, just 24 strikes, 28 balls. Got to get in the zone.
The Orioles today, Tommy Hunter was added to the roster. Evan Meek was sent down. Meek does have options when he's on the 40-man, which he is. So Tommy Hunter's now available. He's back for the Orioles. Here is Blanks, their number 9 hitter. He's drawn 2 walks today. And the pitch will be taken inside. He may be a number 9 hitter, but he's pretty dangerous. There is Tommy rejoining the Orioles. Got in time at Delmarva. Only 1 rehab game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Blanks fouls it off. And back onto the screen off Hundley. Since joining the ball club, this is his 14th game. He has picked up 10 hits and 28 at bats. A double, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs for Blanks.
Well, Blanks, one of those players in the Padres system, put up some really good minor league numbers. Was expected to be a major offensive producer at the big league level, and just things never clicked for him. They gave him some opportunities, and every chance he got, to have the strikeouts, the long balls were limited. So he's on that shuttle up and down, and the A's were willing to take a chance on him. And all of a sudden he's made an immediate impact. Now, this past season or off season, he lost a lot of weight. Lost about 40 pounds, they said. And more streamlined, more athletic. And the Oakland A's looked at him and said, hey, this guy can potentially help us.
They tend to find those players. Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way. Blanks will foul it off. So the 3-2 count with 2 on and 1 down. The Orioles have set a new season high in walks in a single ball game with 9. The high had been 8 in a 10-inning ball game against Pittsburgh. And this is the most walks surrendered by the Orioles since 2010. One of those days. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Norris and Casmir the runners. Blanks will take it, and the record's going to continually to be set. 10 walks, and Buck Showalter's seen enough. So 3 walks in the inning to load the bases. This is the second time in the ball game Oriole pitchers have loaded the bases with walks. Jimenez did that back in the 3rd. So Brock is out of there. Bases are loaded with 1 down. 7-0 Oakland. Photos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick with you on this Sunday afternoon on a gorgeous day here in Baltimore. A little selfie going on there in the ballpark.
There you go. Tweet it on over. We'll put it on.
Tweet it on over. Here is TJ McFarland.
TJ going to be asked to go as far as he can in this ball game. 4.61 earned run average, 9 strikeouts in his 13 2/3 innings of work this year. 6 base on balls. He does not want to add to that. Not today. And it has been a walk fest for Orioles pitchers. They get it in the zone. Good 2-seamer, so he can get out of this inning with 1 pitch.
Top of the order, and Jaso, who's had a double, a single, 3 RBIs, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Bases loaded for him, and a swing and a miss.
There you go. All 3 on base by way of walk.
0-1 delivery and a chopper, slow one. Run will score. Play will be made at first base. So Jaso is going to pick up his 4th RBI of the game, and the A's will extend their lead to 8-0 as Norris scores, having reached on the walk. Calespo and Blanks will move up, 2 down.
Well, a good job getting the ground ball, just not enough pace on it. Too good of a pitch, and he topped it. Hit too slowly to get the double play ball.
Jaso, his first 4 RBI ball game of the year. 2 down. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Nick Punto against the left-hander. 222 off lefties. 241 off righties coming in. He's had a base hit and 2 walks in the game. Here's the 0-1. That's way outside. Oakland 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position. So they've had 1 more hit in these situations today than they had combined for the first 2 games, where they were 3 for 18. Calespo and Blanks, the base runners. 1-1 delivery, and the count will go to 2-1 from McFarland.
This Oakland offense really showing you what they're all about. That ability to draw some walks, hit the long ball, scatter a few base hits around.
Two and one. Nick Punto had stepped out. Everybody's straight away on him, and he'll take a breaking ball in there for a strike. McFarland had him looking on that one. 2-2.
Yeah, real nice slider there from McFarland. Started off in the left-handed batter's box and worked its way back over. A beautiful pitch down in the zone.
2-2. While all this is going on, Scott Casmir sitting over there in the dugout again. Third inning where he's had a long time to sit. 3 ball, 2 strike count. He doesn't mind having the runs, but an extraordinary amount of time spent on the bench.
Yeah,
he's been sitting on the bench more than he's been standing on the mound.
It seems like it. He's had some quick innings.
Another 3-2 count. 3-2, 2 out. 8 3-2 counts. And that will be fouled away.
Now, these are tough days for the defense as well. You know, all these walks, long at bats. You really want your defense to be on their toes, ready to go, play behind you. So it's a constant battle to keep your focus on every pitch. Seems like every at bat going to 3-2.
3 ball, 2 strike count. And another one fouled away. So Nick Punto battling here. An extraordinary game in that regard, Mike, with the 8 3-2 counts and 10 walks. I mean, that is a lot of time where nothing's happening.
Yeah, it sure is.
For the guys on the field. Punto's going to get the 8th pitch of this at bat. Callaspo, the lead runner, blanks. And boy, he's really making it miserable right now for McFarland.
Now McFarland getting in that zone, and Punto fouling off some good pitches. Keep his at bat alive.
Again, the 3-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit into left field. Runners were going. Callaspo will score. Blanks will score. And Punto's got a 2-for-2 day going. He picks up 2 RBIs, and it is a 10-0 Oakland lead.
Pretty nice at bat right there from Punto, fouling off some tough pitches. 3-2 count, and TJ trying to get in on him after fouling off some tough pitches away, and Punto just staying short to the baseball. There you go, the soft liner over JJ's head. Pick up a couple more.
10 runs on 7 hits. And that pitch is fouled away by Donaldson. Nick Punto has RBIs numbers 9 and 10 on the year. 2 down and an 0-1 count on Donaldson. Donaldson has hit into 2 double plays and a fielder's choice. Breaking ball. Nice play by Hundley to move over to get it.
This day has probably been harder on Hundley back there. Going to work all those pitchers, find a way to try to get him back in the zone, and just Jimenez, the wheels fell off there in the 3rd inning, and Brock had some trouble here in the 5th with 3 consecutive. It's tough on a catcher, and he's making some good plays here, back to back, good pickups.
The A's sent 10 to the plate in that 3rd inning. 7 in the 4th inning. So far 7 here in the 5th inning. 2 ball 1 strike count. Nick Punto off first base. Ground ball back to the mound. McFarland's got it and will record the out. So that will do it. 3 more runs scored though, and all 3 batters that scored reached via the walk. Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by Luna for beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate. Call 877-241-LUNA. I'm sure there's a lot of grilling going on this summer Sunday, and a lot of folks who are going to hang on and stay around the beach as long as they can before they head back for a Monday work day. It's just one of those days that happen in the course of a long season. Scott Casmir's got a laugher going right now with the A's leading at 10-0. Orioles have just 3 hits in the ball game, 3 singles, Markakis, Cruz, and Pierce, and yet we're only in the 5th inning. It's the bottom of the 5th. A's have left 5, the Orioles 3. Casmir, after another long rest, brings in the breaking ball. Pierce's base hit came in the 2nd inning. He's DHing for the Orioles. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that one will miss, and the count will go to 2-0.
Well, Casmir wanted that fastball. One thing about Casmir, he's not going to change his game plan much with the 10-0 lead. He's still going to stick with it. He knows how potent this Orioles offense is. He wants to keep that consistent focus that he's been able to maintain all season long, and keep trying to execute quality pitches.
That ball put in the air, curving left. That'll get off the wall. Moss will pick it up. Pierce will go into second base, and he's got a stand-up double to lead off the 5th inning. 2 for 2, Steve Pierce.
Steve Pierce hammers this ball, fastball, down the middle of the plate, and he gets the bat head to it, and it's backspinning out there. Moss kind of takes a direct line laterally across, but then Pierce's strength beats him deep. Nice double by Steve Pierce.
Jonathan Scope coming up. Scope flied out his first time up. The Orioles get their second chance with a runner in scoring position, and the off-speed breaking ball is in there for a strike. Casmir holding the right-handers to a 198 average coming into this game. Foul back. Cruz with a hit and Pierce with 2. Both right-handed batters. Pierce can wander off second. The A's really aren't much concerned about what kind of a lead he gets out there. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that's way inside. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, Casmir's best strikeout pitch, one of the pitches he loves the most, is the changeup to the righties, and I think we've seen in this ball game he's used it, but he's had the Orioles hitters thinking about it.
Runner's got to stay. Donaldson looks him back, and Scope is retired. Our PNC minor league report is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you.
Yeah, Brendan Klein, University of Virginia graduate, but he grew up in Frederick, and he's having himself a fine year. 3 wins, that .292 earned run average. But yesterday, boy, what a performance. 7 strong innings, 11 strikeouts. That's his high for the season. No base on balls, just the 5 hits given up. An outstanding season for Brendan Klein.
Runner on at second base with 1 away for Hundley. They'll take it in the air, down the line, right field, near the wall. Vogt will make a nice running catch. The runner halfway will go back. And for a guy making his second start in right field in the majors ever, that's not an easy play, even if you started them all out there.
No, it really isn't. It's fading away. A tough sun, the day game.
Nobody was happier to see 3 catchers in the lineup than Ray Fosse. Ray, the great catcher for the A's, the new broadcast now for Oakland, made sure he came over to our booth before the game and said, make sure you guys notice there are 3 catchers starting in this game. 2 down, still a runner at second base. Here's Markakis. He has singled and walked. And that pitch will be in there for a strike. The A's this season in series on the road have won 7, lost only 2, and tied 1. It is the best road series record by any team so far in the majors. They're trying to win another series here today. Pitch will be taken down low. This team has an amazing 21-12 record on the road.
Yeah, and I think this team is really set up to perform well at their home park, you know, and but they've carried the success that they've created there out on the road, and this team's really believing in themselves. I mean, shoot, they've been the best team in baseball since 2012 record-wise, so a pretty confident group of players.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Pierce getting the lead at second base. And the pitch will be taken outside. The A's on their road trip will be continuing on to take on the Angels in Anaheim tomorrow night. They've got a 3-game set. For the Orioles, right back at it against the Red Sox. Big series against Boston. Bud Norris and Jake Peavy will kick it off tomorrow. 6:30 O's extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game. Off-speed delivery, and Nick knew that one was there. That'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Those watching on WJZ, great to have you with us today. Our coverage on MASN 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Geico, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
There you go. Looking ahead, Red Sox 27-34 record, 12-17 on the road, 5 straight losses after 7 straight wins. So up and down team. Pedroia, pretty good month, 304, a home run, 3 RBIs. This season their offense hasn't quite been there. 246 batting average, 11th in the American League. The earned run average pretty good though, 4th in the AL at 3.91. Red Sox leading the season series against the Orioles.
Red Sox have the Sunday night game. Detroit's trying to sweep them in Detroit in that ball game tonight. Pitch is taken for a strike. Moss leading it off. Moss with the grand slam home run in the 3rd inning. He has walked and been called out on strikes. And that pitch will miss. Big innings for the A's. 3rd inning, 6 runs, 3 hits. 4th inning, a run, 3 hits. 5th inning, 3 runs, 1 hit. They've got 10 runs on 7 hits. The Orioles, no runs on 4 hits. That is their first strike, and it's 1-2.
I think TJ and some other pitchers hoping that they get more strike calls, be more around the plate with this 10-run lead, but home plate umpire Adrian Johnson holding true. They'll throw it over the plate.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Shift on against Moss. And the pitch will be way outside to him. 2 ball, 2 strike count to Brandon Moss. Part of the potent middle of this lineup. Here's the 2-2 delivery and a swing and a foul ball. Reached out to somehow get a piece of that.
It seems like this whole lineup, except for a couple players, I mean Cespedes they ended up signing, but Moss, another player that, you know, he's been with some other organizations and teams just kind of given up on him, and Oakland A's given him an opportunity. Donaldson's in that same category. But within this organization, he got brought over here from the Cubs by way of trade, but he had a couple stints in the big leagues and he didn't produce. And they didn't give up on him. They kept trying, and finally things came through.
He will go down swinging. McFarland will pick up the strikeout.
Pretty good pitch here from T.J. McFarland. He's sweeping across that outside corner, 91 miles an hour. Good pitch against a real good hitter.
Now Cespedes coming up. Cespedes has had a single, a 1 for 3. 3 hits, 12 at bats, 1 RBI in this series. Cespedes had another one. Set on that one and laced it. A 1-out single here in the 6th inning. Latest voting numbers for the All-Star game are in. Several Orioles near the top. Nelson Cruz, Matt Wieters, and J.J. Hardy, Davis, Machado, Jones, Markakis, all looking for a spot. You can vote at Orioles.com/vote-orange. Could earn a ticket discounts and a chance to win an autographed All-Star game jersey. You can vote up to 35 times. Go to Orioles.com/vote-orange. 8 hits for the A's. Vogt looking for his first. He is 0 for 3. And the pitch taken for a strike. Runner at first with 1 out. And the Orioles at double play depth against Vogt. McFarland's delivery to him. In addition to all these numbers we've been talking about offensively, of course, the A's continue to do what they have done most of the years where they've had a winning ball club, and that's pitch the heck out of it. Their pitching is number 1, a 2.95 ERA. Their starters 3.12, the pen 2.61, all number 1 numbers. I mean, you figure you're going to be in pretty good position when your offense is providing the most runs and your pitchers are giving up the fewest. What do you think?
Yeah. That usually works. It's a pretty good combination.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Down the line and foul. The A's have 3 of the top 10 ERA pitchers in the American League coming into the ball game today, and as we said, Casmir is number 4. McFarland working here. 1-2 count, 1 down. Runner off first base not being held. Should be 2. Scope, Hardy, Davis. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom half of the inning. The Orioles coming up are on to do-ups. Machado, Jones, and Cruz. Facebook for a little college note. In the Super Regional in Charlottesville yesterday, Maryland beat Virginia 5-4. Charlie White went 3 for 5 with a double. They have finished the ball game today in the best of 3. Virginia beat Maryland today 7-3 on a 17-hit attack. So in the first appearance for Maryland in the tournament since '71, they'll play a third and decisive game tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And good luck to both clubs, Maryland and Virginia.
Wow.
People on hand, we always like to note those really good-looking people. There they are. Who might those be, Mike?
Yeah, that's my father on the right. He came down for my twin boys, Dylan and Casey. Their graduation was yesterday, so he's enjoying a ball game.
That's great.
Yeah.
And they're eating just like their father.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad came down from Maine, where they have the great Wyman blueberries up there.
Those Wyman blueberries, there is nothing like it. And the delivery will be taken up high for a ball. Manny Machado, a couple of strikeouts. I just put in some blueberry plants this spring up there.
Did you?
Yeah. The tall ones, not the bush. Ooh, that's the second time Norris has been hit, and both times it's been Machado.
Yeah. Well, Manny has that big backswing, but I think Norris is kind of reaching in there to catch that changeup. Take a look. Casmir with the offering. Boy, that is a long backswing. I don't know. Maybe Norris just setting up a little too close to the plate. Manny reaching back, and look at that extension. Comes around and catches him right on the top of the face mask.
That one really hurt. And now you're dealing with a concussion question, of course.
Yeah, a couple times. Trainer Walt Horn out to take a look at him, making sure he's going to be okay. Right fielder coming in. Looks like
not too sure about this one.
One of the catchers.
We got, as we said, all three catchers are in the game, so Vogt from right field is going to come in to catch, and they're going to obviously take no chances here. Two backswings, both by Machado in different at bats, have caught him on the helmet. And this one really clunked him.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, you can tell he's shaken up right there. We'll take a look at Manny's first at bat. He goes down after it, and that big extension on the end swings around. Catches him, spins the face mask a little bit, and this was the last one. Wow. Whacks him right on the top.
Gentry, whom we have seen, Craig Gentry, will go out to play in right field, so he'll be hitting in Norris's spot. And Vogt will move in to do the catching. That was a pretty quick change right there.
Yeah. Well, those catchers, I think they wear their equipment under their uniforms just in case, especially the ones that are so versatile. You know, they just, like Superman.
That would be comfortable. Rip off your jersey and there's a chest protector.
There it is.
So Vogt will be allowed to have a couple of tosses. When's the last time you've seen a right fielder come in to catch?
Doesn't happen very often.
38,244 the attendance on this Sunday. 38,244. Great crowds. 44,000 last night. 28,000 in the ball game before that, the first of the three. Manny Machado fan. No, the other side. The other side.
She gave him a kiss, Gary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And the pitch will be taken by Manny Machado. He continues his at bat. Leading it off here in the sixth inning, a 2-ball, 1-strike count. There's an off-speed pitch fouled off. Okay. Instant replay on this. Here's what happened actually as we get our replay. We asked New York, do you overrule the kiss? And they said no. We're pretty sure it happened. 2-2 chopper to short. Nick Punto. One away here in the 6th. Jones and then Cruz coming up for the Orioles. It'll be interesting to see at some point here in the ballgame whether Buck Showalter decides it's time and starts pulling some of these starters with 3 games coming up against Boston, and puts in some of his today's bench players. We'll see. 10-8-0 for the A's, 0-4-0 for the Orioles.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they don't play Oakland a lot, but I think he'd like his regulars to get some at-bats off Casmir just in case. You know, you might potentially see them in the postseason.
Yeah. Casmir on the mound. The team is 10-2 in the 12 starts he's made this year. 1-0 delivery. He is 6-2 himself. Adam will take that one for a strike. Casmir is just a real plus to have the numbers he's putting up for this Oakland team this year. I don't think anybody could have anticipated quite this good. Pitch will be up high. Come from winter ball in the independent league and our 4th in ERA in the majors.
Yeah, he certainly made a turnaround for himself. I mean, it's a tribute to him and his work ethic and really figuring out what he has to do to be successful again at the major league level.
Jones has hit the left-handers well, but on Casmir lifetime now with the 0 for 2 today, he's 1 for 9. Here's the 2-1. And Adam will take it. He didn't go around. Gabe Morales at first base. And a 3-ball 1-strike count. Three-1 delivery by Casmir will be fouled off.
There's that changeup. Real good pitch, 78 miles an hour. There's that fastball. He's been consistently 93, 94. And that good ability to pull the string. And good arm speed.
It's resulted in more ground balls this year than ever in his career. 3-2 delivery, and he will surrender the walk. This the second the Orioles have picked up. And that comes with 1 away here in the 6th inning. As promised earlier in the game, our AT&T's fan photo.
Yeah, happy to be an Oriole fan.
Look at that smile, will you? I love that. A little one at the yard. Now the Orioles will try and punch one across here, one or more, with 1 away, 1 on in the 6th inning. Cruz set a base hit and he is struck out. He's now 6 for 22 against Casmir. More at bats than any other Oriole against this left-hander. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Casmir came in with a career average of 40% ground balls on balls hit. This year up to 50. 0-1 took something off it. Cruz goes, come on, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's had a tight zone this whole ball game. And that one way up in the zone. Buck Showalter and Nelson Cruz not liking the call. And there you see on the pitch track, way up at the top of the box.
Not holding the runner at first base, and Cruz will swing and miss and walk dejected and somewhat angrily away.
Oh, this two-seamer 93, and look at a tail on the end, runs off the plate. 3-pitch strikeout to Nelson Cruz.
10 strikeouts is the high for Casmir this year, and it came in his last start against the Yankees. He gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, 6 1/3. He had 10 strikeouts and 2 walks. In this game, he's got the 2 walks and 7 strikeouts so far. Jones remains at first base. Here's Davis with a home run cut.
Trying to get on that fastball. Up and in at 94. Just underneath it.
This high-powered Orioles offense, Casmir so far really shutting it down. Orioles hitting .290 over the last 3 weeks, highest average in the majors in that time frame. They've scored 102 runs in that span, second most. Off the end of the bat, Gentry, look out, he'll put it away. So Davis retired, no runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. We've completed 6 here at Camden Yards. Couple of notes here. The Orioles selected 38 players, 27 pitchers, and the 11 position players. First selection the Orioles had was 90th overall. Brian Gonzalez out of Archbishop McCarthy High School in Florida, 230-pound, 6'1" left-hander. And the first 5 picks for the Orioles were pitchers. Elsewhere in the draft, the Astros with that #1 pick, Brady Aiken. The report is he's going to sign for $6.5 million. They apparently have a verbal agreement. 17-year-old. The Nationals selected Ryan Ripken in the 15th round. That is Cal's son. And the Yankees selected Mariano Rivera III. Yes, of course. That was in the 29th round. The son of Mariano Rivera of the Yankees. Couple of draft notes.
Oh no. Another Mariano Rivera.
That'll go to center, and David Lowe makes an outstanding catch. Lowe just came on to play in center field with Adam Jones coming out, and Gentry in his first at bat went that way, and Lowe able to haul it in.
Yeah, beautiful play here from David Lowe, just entering the game. Got a great read and jump. This ball is dying away from him. A very tough diving play out in front. Take a look at the concentration. Nice play by David Lowe. He's really been playing some good baseball here recently. Bat starting to come around a little bit. Delman Young over there in left field.
So Jones and Cruz are both out of the ball game here in the 7th inning. Alberto Callaspo, big factor in this ball game. He's picked up 2 walks, scored both times, had a double, scored. He had an 0 for 19 going before he picked up that double in the 4th inning. So Callaspo will start, hopefully for him, moving that average up. Average dropped down to 223 while he was in that 0 for 19. He had hit 269 last month. Lines that one into the seats.
Now the bottom of this order has really, they have quietly done a lot of damage. 7 walks they've drawn. They've scored 7 runs. Callaspo hit that double. Unbelievable production there. Just with the base on balls and runs scored.
Yep. Swing and a miss on McFarland with a nice pitch down and into him. That'll be the 2nd strikeout for McFarland.
Oh, nice pitch here. All the pitches down in the zone. And look at that late bite on the slider. This is where you want to put it when you get ahead. Throw it hard and bury it towards that back foot. Great execution from TJ.
So 2 down, bases are empty. Blank's coming up. He's drawn 3 walks in this game, the number 9 hitter. Grounds that one to short. Hardy can't handle it, and another error. So the Orioles continue to make errors, and Hardy has been the one at short, struggling, trying to get out of it. That's an error, at least one in each of the last 5 games now.
Yeah, just a chopper here. JJ kind of waiting in the back. Then he realizes Blank's hustling down there, sniffing out a base hit, and there's a bobble. He's had a couple exchange problems, a couple of his errors, and there you see just not getting it clean.
Error number 6 to the shortstop. Comebacker by Jaso over to Davis, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, an error, 1 left on. 7th inning stretch time in this rubber match game. Is presented by authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards as the Orioles and A's wrap up their first meeting of the season. The Orioles will be traveling out to Oakland after the All-Star break. The Orioles have 3 games in Oakland, the first games after the All-Star break, in a road trip that'll see them playing Oakland, the Angels for 3 rather, and Seattle for 4 on that road trip. Here in this one, it's been all A's. It's just been one of those games as the starter, Ubaldo Jimenez, gave up the 6 runs on 2 hits with 5 walks, and the A's went from there and extended it. The Orioles thank the 2014 American Heart Association Baltimore Heartball signature sponsor, Sinai Hospital, a LifeBridge Health Center, whose support for the event helped raise $700,000 to help fight heart disease. For information on how you can help fight heart disease or contribute to this cause, please visit Orioles.com/AHA. In the bottom of the 7th, Hardy, Pierce, and Scope will be due up.
Well, you know, JJ wants to get a base hit here, make himself feel a little bit better. He grinds out there sometimes. He grinds about his at bats and certainly takes so much pride in his defense. He doesn't want to do anything to hurt this team. A couple miscues, maybe a base hit, make him feel a little bit better in this game.
Toronto leading the Orioles by 5.5 in the division. Hardy, bouncer. Casmir's got it. Toronto's already lost their ball game today. They were shut out by the Cardinals 5-0. Garcia for the Cardinals gave up no runs, 3 hits over 7. Carpenter had a 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. Hutchinson for Toronto lasted only 3 innings. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in that start.
Well, there you go. Happens to other teams too.
Yeah. So the Orioles, there you see Bod, who's appeared in this series. Even with a loss today, the Orioles may not lose ground, will not lose ground on Toronto. Could lose ground on the Yankees. Yankees playing KC behind 2-1 in the 6th inning of their game. Red Sox in Detroit, Sunday night game. Towering ball in the air. The man with the fluorescent green moves back and puts it away. Cespedes, Pierce retired. He's 2 for 3.
Pretty interesting way to get the ball back into the infield. Like a fast pitch softball player.
Sometimes boring games get boring for the players.
I guess so. I guess so.
Here is Jonathan Scope. 2 down, nobody on. He is flied out and grounded out. Casmir will get that one in there for a strike. Breaking ball. Casmir will miss down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 95 pitches thrown by Casmir, and he's got 2 down here in the 7th inning. Last hit for the Orioles, the double by Pierce in the 5th. Down to 3rd on a high hop Donaldson, and a 1-2-3 inning. Orioles retired, 7 complete here at Camden Yards. It's the A's 10 and the Orioles nothing. App and a subscription to its premium features on his favorite smartphone or tablet. Perfect for Father's Day. Dad will have access to features such as live look-ins, instant replays, live audio, free MLB TV game of the day, and more. For details, just go to MLB.com. Ryan Flaherty's come into the ball game. J.J. Hardy is out at shortstop for the Orioles as Buck Showalter gets some of the starters out, as we thought he would do in the ball game.
Good to give J.J. Hardy a little break, a little mental reprieve as they enter the Red Sox series, and Toronto coming into town. And good to get Ryan Flaherty some reps over at shortstop. Talk about his versatility. He's been all over the field, but hasn't played a lot of shortstop recently. Look at JJ. He's had a tough week defensively, and well, you can tell it's kind of grinding on him right now. Two-time back-to-back Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger award winner last year for the Orioles.
Flaherty has had 8 starts at shortstop this season. Comes in here as a replacement. Nick Pinto will lead it off in the top of the 8th inning. Pinto's had a big day on all 4 times to the plate. 2 singles, 2 walks, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. Contributions up and down the lineup. 1-0 count. McFarland, the third pitcher to work for the Orioles. Brad Brock worked 2 innings. Coming on in relief, gave up 4 runs, 4 hits. He walked 5. Jimenez 6 runs, 2 hits, and 2 1/3. He walked 5. Nick Pinto puts it to the outfield. Low will make the catch.
Nice running play by David Lowe. Now, David Lowe hasn't played much center field, as Abad still warms up in the A's bullpen. So it's good to get him out there. I know there have been some talks. What if something would happen to Adam Jones? Who would be your everyday center fielder? And David Lowe, a roaming center field right now. I mean, he would probably be the guy. Covers a lot of ground, great speed, but just becoming familiar with positioning. Looking in at Wayne Kirby.
Lowe has had only 1 start in center field for the Orioles this year. Orange and black.
Interesting look there. David Lowe.
Here is Donaldson. Pitches for a strike. What kind of socks are those?
No, 3/4 orange socks. I think a lot of the players wear those tights underneath.
Yeah.
Got to do something to compete with Cespedes in his glove.
The pitch, a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Donaldson. I was looking in the rule book here. I'm trying to find out whether or not you can wear a glove like that, as the colors and what you wear are supposed to be color-wise consistent with your uniform. And I know, like, you can't go out there as a pitcher, at least you can't go out and wear like a red glove or something that would distract the hitter. But I don't know if fielders could go out and wear, you know, the bright red glove or not. I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
I think the only color limitations are if they're too light. That ability to see if the ball is actually in there, you know, on trap plays and things like that.
Yeah. 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. You said the interesting thing about Cespedes' glove is it's only the webbing that's neon. The rest of the glove is just the brown rawhide look. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Donaldson.
I mean, it could be considered a distraction if he's playing center field and you're hitting.
If somebody complained about it. And a strike on the outside corner. That, dear friends, is an expanded strike zone. McFarland gets his 3rd, 2 down.
And TJ trying to stretch it out here for Buck Showalter. You see the fastball on the outside corner to get Donaldson. Got to make some good pitches, and he got one there.
Moss, one of the big hits in the game with that grand slam home run that came in the 3rd inning. He has struck out twice and drawn a walk. 2 down, nobody on here in the 8th inning. It'll be the A's turn to go cross country and play game tomorrow night. Of course, at least they're going the right way, so they'll pick up 3 hours worth of sleep. 1-0 count. McFarland coming on to wrap up the 5th inning and has been in there since, so he has eaten the innings up well. He's given up only 2 hits.
He really was so valuable last season with Buck Showalter, of course, making the team Rule 5 pick. Stuck with the club, and this is where his value was. The ability to eat up some innings in the middle of the ball game at times. He was the guy that had to take one for the team and try to limit the usage out of the bullpen. And Buck Showalter knows how valuable He is. I mean, he sent him down to AAA, though. He loves him as a potential one-day starter. Right now, back in the pen and adding this critical length right here in this ball game.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Moss with the 2 down and nobody on. McFarland, his high innings pitched this year had been 3 against Houston, and that will be down low for a ball. So that's the first walk he has surrendered. The 11th walk picked up by the A's in the game, so they're really going to extend their #1 position as the team with the most walks in the league. 2 down and 1 on. Cespedes, 2 singles. He's gone 2 for 4 in the ball game. And the pitch taken down low. We keep running into the record book here in these walks. Last time the Orioles had 11 walks was June 20 against Milwaukee, 2008. 1-0 count, 2 down. Cespedes has a 6-game hit streak he will carry with him to the West Coast. Here's the 1-0 off the end of the bat to the screen.
Cespedes a free swinger, but pretty familiar with his own strike zone. And he's one of those guys that gets after it up there, believe it or not. Just the 18 walks for Cespedes, but he kind of breaks the mold a little bit. They tell him to let it fly, and he gets after it.
That'll go to Nick Markakis right at him in right field. He'll put it away. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning with the A's on top. Fans with the 10-0 lead for the A's, and both teams making substitutions late in the ball game, including out of the pen.
Yeah, Bod coming in 29 games this year at 1.82 earned run average. Very solid. 24 strikeouts and 24 2/3 innings of work. Got a pretty good fastball, throws in the low 90s, but he can hump it up with the 4-seamer to 96. Curveball and a changeup. He was picked up this offseason in a trade. He's on a nice little streak right now. He hasn't allowed an earned run over his last 10 outings. That's covering 7 2/3 innings. A real integral part of this A's bullpen.
Defensive changes. Callaspo started at second base, moves over to third. Donaldson is out of the ball game. And Eric Sogard will come on to play at second base and hit in that 3 spot held by Donaldson. Bottom of the 8th inning. Hundley will lead it off. The Oriole catcher, Markakis, and then Machado. Hundley 0 for 2 in the game, robbed of a hit his first time up by Donaldson, who was then at third on a fine defensive play and a ball going down the line. The Orioles this year have been shut out 4 times. The A's have 7 shutouts, and the pitch a strike on the outside corner. Casmir had a complete game win, only one this year. That came against the Tigers. Not a shutout though. And the pitch down low. So the A's looking for a combined shutout in this one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hundley. No runs, 4 hits, 7 innings for Casmir, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Bud's pitch, and that'll miss outside. So Hundley gets a 2-1 count.
A lot of times when an offense is down, the one thing that motivates them, and especially in a ball game like this, is just to try to put one across the board. Do something.
In the air to Gentry. Craig Gentry's got it. 1 away in the 8th inning. The Orioles have been shut out this year by Toronto 2-0, Kansas City 5-0, Kansas City 1-0 in a different series, and Cleveland in a 9-0 game. Nick Markakis, a base hit in the first inning. He has walked and been called out on strikes. He goes to center. Cespedes is back. 2 down.
I want to see him try to throw somebody out with that underhand flip. There's a good look at that glove.
Interesting, huh?
He won't lose it at night, that's for sure.
No. Obviously specially made for him with that green only on a portion of it. 2 down. Ooh. And Machado looks out. Remember Donaldson, Machado, and their little set 2 in game 1, and followed up by some Wei and Chen inside hitting Donaldson.
Here's a fastball right at the legs, brushing Manny Machado back.
There goes the bat. You know where that bat was intended to go? To the pitcher, and that's why the catcher jumped out in front, and here they go. Buck Showalter trying to push the A's away. Bullpens are coming. Machado thought he was thrown at, and on that swing he let that bat go, intending it to go to the mound. It ended up going to third.
Boy, I hope that wasn't intentional. That wouldn't be good. He turned and said to the catcher that it slipped, but it's been a rough series in that regard. Whoa. Yeah, that did not look good.
No, that was, I can't read people's minds, but if I'm an umpire, that was intended.
Yeah, the ball was kind of by him when he let that bat go.
And he looked right out at the mound.
Yeah.
And Vogt immediately stepped in. The umpires huddling here to decide whether anybody gets tossed. The bullpens amiably going back together to the bullpens.
Yeah, well, Manny had the run in with Donaldson in the first game, and then hit Norris. I don't think that was intentional. A couple times.
He's thrown him out
of the game.
Thrown both of them out, I think. So both Showalter and Melvin aren't happy. Larry Vanover, the second base umpire, is the crew chief. Adrian Johnson at home plate signaled that they're tossing both. It's a little tough to do this on Abad if you're tossing him for throwing at him, but you're throwing him out after he's thrown another pitch.
Yeah, right.
Unless he'd said or did something. I agree with him on throwing Machado out.
Yeah, it seemed pretty obvious there after I saw the replay, and that ball was actually by Machado, and then he just threw his bat. now with all the replacements and Manny getting thrown out, who could potentially come in? Caleb Joseph.
We've got the backup catcher, Caleb Joseph. You never want to use a backup catcher, as then you're left to the emergency catcher if something happens. Or you could put a pitcher up there. I think the Orioles don't have anybody left. Bud Norris is a pitcher who likes to hit and has hit a good deal before. He might be called on, but the trouble is he's supposed to start tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to. You might not want to chance that. We'll see. So a little something to build this series on when the Orioles go to Oakland.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Cook is making his way in from the bullpen, and looks like Caleb Joseph will pick up the bat and pick up the at bat. So a 10-0 A's lead in the 8th. Post-game comments on all of this, but Manny Machado gets thrown out of the ball game, and so does the pitcher Abad. Now Ryan Cook, and he'll get as many warm-ups as he needs.
Yeah, after Abad getting thrown out, Cook in the ball game, 13 games this season, 2.70 earned run average, 15 strikeouts in 13 and a third innings of work. He's got a pretty good fastball, 90 to 95, slider and a split finger. He's a little funky out there. Let's watch him warm up. Potentially some command issues. Has a high walk rate in his 9 innings, but got a good power arm and can be tough to pick up at times.
And Caleb Joseph will take the at-bat for Machado with a 1-1 count to start it. There is Joseph, the Orioles' backup catcher. So the A's with a big lead. Frustration on the Orioles' part. Cook continuing his warm-up tosses. Seattle's beating Tampa today in the 9th inning in Tampa Bay by a score of 1-0, as the wheels have all come off for Tampa Bay. KC leads the Yankees 2-1 now in the 7th inning. Toronto's already lost to the Cardinals 5-0. The Red Sox will play against the Tigers tonight in Detroit. The Tigers are trying to sweep the Red Sox for the 2nd consecutive series against them. They swept them in Fenway when they played a couple of weeks ago, and now the Tigers are trying to sweep them in Detroit.
Wow. Well, the Red Sox really up and down year. Of course, had that long losing streak, and against the Tigers, a tough series. You know, it's all about timing when you play any team, and I think the Orioles hoping that the Red Sox stay down as they come into town.
Yeah. Well, the King Felix has done it again in that game. He started for Seattle. He got the 1-0 lead. He reached another high, 15 strikeouts in the ball game against Tampa Bay in 7 innings. He gave up no runs, 4 hits, and struck out 15 in 7. Seattle against Tampa Bay. King Felix.
That guy's ridiculous. He's unbelievable.
Every game. They got a good start in Tampa Bay from Archer. They got him back. He gave up no runs, 5 hits, and 6 in the 3rd.
Yeah, King Felix, he's been good for a while now, and he's still a young pitcher.
With a Seattle team that had hoped this was going to be the year where they would make a move. I mean, they've been trying to structure that ball club to get themselves into the postseason. They are 5.5 games behind Oakland in the West, trying to win their 8th in their last 10 games. So we resume this one as Abad will have worked 2/3 of an inning and retired the 2 batters. We're in the 8th, 2 down. Machado and Abad thrown out of the game. Cook on to pitch for the A's, and Joseph will pick up the at bat for Manny Machado with a 1-ball 1-strike count. And the pitch will be taken outside. 2-1.
Well, you know Buck Showalter's going to be having a meeting with Manny probably after this game. I mean, Manny's such a good young potential superstar in this game. That great season he had last year, winning the Platinum Glove and pounding out all those doubles. Well, he's had a string here now, especially in this series where his frustration has really taken over, and this team really needs Manny Machado, you know, and they rely on him for a lot, you know, as far as winning baseball games and, you know, keeping your cool and just playing the game, going about your business. And that's a big part of the responsibility that you have as a major league player.
And that incident will be reviewed by Joe Torre's staff and maybe by Torre himself in New York. I mean, there's a potential suspension.
Yeah,
that could come out of that.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to look at that. I mean, anytime a player's kicked out of a game, they review the reason why. And
here's David Lowe, and the pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Lowe coming on to play in center field, getting his first at bat of the ball game in the spot of Adam Jones, who had an 0 for 2 and a walk. So Adam's 6-game hit streak is ended today. Pitch will be taken low. Cook 2-0. Last thing he wants to do is walk anybody, and that's what he did with Joseph. 2-0 count, 2 down. Fans who had thought about leaving have decided maybe I'll just stay and see how this ends.
Yeah, check it out.
After the little tay-to-tay. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And Lowe will foul that one into the seats. Red Sox in town after they play their Sunday night game. Open up the series tomorrow. Hope you'll get out and see the Orioles during this homestand, with the 3 coming up against Boston and then the 4 games against Toronto. This is an important homestand for the Orioles in terms of particularly those games against the East. Here's the 2-2. Same place. We mentioned that Oakland, with the grand slam home run hit by Brandon Moss, has continued their streak of having 16 home runs, a home run in 16 straight games. The Orioles had the second longest streak of 7 consecutive games with a home run, which of course has not been extended yet in this one. 3-2 count, 2 down. Runner will be going at first base. Caleb Joseph.
Well, David Lowe's been swinging the home run bat here recently. He could potentially do it, keep the streak going.
3-2 delivery on the way to him, and Lowe will take it. It goes, oh, nope, foul balls, right? Caught the bat, tipped and it stays at 3-2. Can hear each and every fan cheering individually. 3-2 delivery on the way up the middle, right by Cook, and Lowe is on with a base hit. He's got a hot bat.
Yeah, he has found his swing. That is a beautiful swing. Not trying to do too much. A 3-2 count. He stays on it and just drives this pitch back through the middle. On the outer third. That is a sound approach there. Bat head to baseball. And look at the baseball right back through the middle. Ooh, chuck and duck.
So Lowe on with the Orioles' 5th hit. 2 on. And Delman Young will get his first at bat. And that's going to be a base hit into left field. Hit so hard that Bobby Dickerson will hold the runner. Moss will get it back in. So the Orioles here in the 8th inning load the bases, and with 2 down have a chance to crack that goose egg on the board and get 1 in or more.
Delman Young, another good at bat, and been in and playing defense. First at bat of the game, and raking a single to left.
Young 3 for 10 now in June with the limited chances he's had. Chris Davis has struck out twice and flied out. Cook's delivery to him. That'll be outside for a ball. Cook having his own problems with the strike zone, what Mike was talking about. Davis 1 for 2 off this right-hander. There goes another bat. That one wasn't intentional. That one ends up about 20 rows back.
Yeah, that was just an aggressive swing with the bases loaded, getting the head out there, but slips out of the hands, and that one way up in the stands.
So some new lumber. Bases loaded. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And Davis, you can actually feel him loading up.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to hit it a mile.
Leaning back. Chris with the bases loaded, 2 for 3 down the line, and that'll be out of play, foul. Orioles have had just the 2 grand slam home runs this season. Cruz and Machado. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Cook's delivery. Davis will take it. So we go as far as we can with this at bat. At least count wise. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cook coming on, a walk and 2 singles. Joseph, Lowe, and Young, and there's ball 4 and a run in. So Davis will get the RBI on a bases loaded walk, and Joseph, who drew a walk, will score.
Pretty good at bat right there by Chris Davis. I mean, tough situation. You're down by that many runs. I mean, a lot of times you want to just pick up a base hit, drive the ball, a couple healthy cuts in that at bat, and didn't expand the zone. Took the walk, picked himself up an RBI.
29 RBIs now for Chris Davis. Otero in the bullpen, and Kurt Young, the pitching coach, going out. I mean, the last thing they want to do really is bring anybody else into this game. They don't want to start using the bullpen when you got a 10-1 lead. They had to make the change here when Abad got thrown out, and now Cook's struggling to get an out. 4 batters up against Cook. They have all reached 2 singles and 2 walks. Brian Flaherty, you'll get his first at bat. Way up. Hardy had an 0 for 3 in the ball game in this spot. Flaherty with the bases loaded and the 2 outs. Cook is kind of glancing askew after he threw that pitch. He just can't throw a strike.
Yeah, after every pitch, kind of looking up for some help, and just losing up in the zone, arm side. Flying off the mound a little bit. Seems like his frustration trying to throw it harder and harder and losing the command.
2-0 delivery, aimed that one in there and got a strike. 2-1 on Flaherty. 10-8-0 for the A's. 1-6-1 for the Orioles. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Flaherty. Runners get their leads, and again missing up high. 3-1. What a game. We have had a combined 15 walks so far in this game. Three-1 delivery. Flaherty in the air. Right field. Craig Gentry has it lined up, and he will put it away. So the Orioles will pick up a run on the bases loaded walk to Davis. They get on the board. It's 10-1. To you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at ococean.com. How many folks do you think are in Ocean City right now on this weekend? Chris Davis is going to move over to third base from first. And Caleb Joseph, who came on to pinch hit, will stay in the game and play at first. So the Orioles have both their catchers in, with Hundley working behind the plate as the starter in the game. A game in which every catcher, 5 of them, have been used by the two teams, and one of them's out. Derek Norris, after getting conked on the head on a backswing by Manny Machado twice in the game. On the second one, they took him out of the ball game. Here's Vogt, and a pitch in that he fouls back. Vogt has had an 0 for 4 in the game. 10-1 lead as the A's bat in the 9th inning. Here's the 0-1 delivery. McFarland has so far worked 3 2/3 innings. He's done a great job eating it up. He's not given up a run. He's been charged with 2 singles. Has walked 1 and struck out 3. 1-1 delivery. Oh, had it and lost it. Darn.
Well, reaches out there to try to make the play and just kind of clanks off his glove. Coming in hot though. Yeah, TJ McFarland's done a super job. I mean, this is what Buck Showalter was asking him to do, and he has really saved this Orioles bullpen.
Down to third. Chris Davis, of course, is going to find him. And the fans give him a round of applause.
Now, Chris Davis, he was a third baseman. Actually, he's played third, first, outfield, pitched. He can do it all. I mean, a great athlete. He was a highlight film last year at first base. And the year before, every chance he got to play, whether it be the outfield or first, it seemed like he was making a highlight film, diving around.
I'd like to have heard the conversation he just had with Mike Gallego. I'm sure that was good. Mike's the third base coach for the A's, and after Chris made the play, he was smiling and talking to him. Pretty good fielder himself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was good.
Here is Gentry. He's had one at bat. He flied out. Came on to play. And got his at bat in the 7th inning. After Norris, the catcher, had to come out. 0-2 count. Craig Gentry, the delivery by McFarland. That'll be inside. A very quiet Sunday here at Camden Yards, except for the A's crossing the plate. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Another ground ball, of course. Davis tried to scoop. That one was close to hitting the bag. That'll be a base hit. So Gentry will get an infield single.
A little chopper down the line, and even if Chris Davis flags this one down, it's going to be a tough play. Gentry running pretty well down the first base line. Tries to catch it out there on the short hop. You see a little kick at the end. Off the heel, off the thumb of the glove.
That'll be hit number 9 for the A's. Alberto Callaspo at the plate with one away. Chopper short, got to go to first. Flaherty makes the play. Didn't want to risk going to second and not get an out. So Gentry moves down to second with 2 away.
A nice run and play right there by Ryan Flaherty. Otero out in the A's bullpen.
2 down, runner at second. Blanks. He's been on with 3 walks and an error. He has scored 1 run. Pretty good work for that number 9 spot. 2 down. McFarland's delivery to him, and that's going to be a base hit. Low charging. Here comes Gentry. He will score. What a day for Blanks. 9-game hit streak with that base hit. He picks up the RBI, and it's an 11-1 game.
Well, didn't crush it. Actually, not a bad pitch, just off the end of the bat. Take a look. The 2-seam fastball down and away, and that is like right off the last inch of the bat. Just enough to get it out into the outfield grass.
Blanks now with 7 RBIs in 14 games since joining Oakland. And the pitch will be taken outside. John Jaso at the top of the order. He too, very big day. 4 RBIs, 2 RBI double, RBI single, and an RBI and a ground ball out. 4 ribbies for the DH batting first. And Jaso will take it down low, 2-0. McFarland with a 2-0. And foul tipped at the plate.
TJ's pitch count up 64. A lot of pitches thrown here by TJ. Brock threw a lot of pitches. Ubaldo had to throw a lot of pitches to get into that third inning. Fortunately, most of them balls. That early exit.
Jaso will take. Jaso was having an excellent year last year before a concussion ended his season. He was hitting .271. He had 3 home runs, 21 RBIs, played 70 ball games, and then the concussion took him out for the year. He also had drawn 38 walks. He had a real good on base percentage. 3-1 delivery to him is in there for a strike. That's one of the reasons he gets to hit in the leadoff spot some games, because he's one of those good on base percentage guys.
Yeah, it seems like they could hit anybody in the leadoff spot in this lineup.
3-2 count, 2 down. Blanks is running. Into the shift it goes. Jonathan Scope makes the play to Joseph. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Bottom of the 9th inning, 11-1 A's. With a lot to look at. They replay every one of those walks. They'll be there for breakfast.
I don't think they're going to want to look at all of them. No. A lot of pitches thrown in this game. Well, Dan Otero in the ball game for the A's. 2.23 earned run average. Seems like every arm that comes out of this pen, that very low earned run average. 19 strikeouts for him on the season. Opponents hitting just .235. Lefties at .283, righties down to .197.
So Otero will be facing the Orioles for the first time in his career. 29 years old. Lives in Scottsdale out of Miami. Last season, Otero with Oakland got in 33 games. He went 2-0, working 39 innings in middle relief work.
Yeah, he's one of these arms out of the pen. I mean, he's got all 4 pitches, the fastball, slider, change, and curve, but great command all around the strike zone. Very low walk rate. And really what he's all about, controlling his pitches.
Pierce a double single, 2 for 3. That one caught a piece of the foot, and that hurt. Cook worked a third of an inning, a run on 2 hits with 2 walks. Abad 2/3 of an inning, zeros. Casmir no runs, 4 hits, 7 innings, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Casmir will get the win. He's going to be 7-2. Jimenez will take the loss. He'll be 2-7. And the pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Pierce.
Well, Pierce has had himself a pretty nice day offensively, but what's new? I mean, he's been so consistent. He's had a lot more playing time. And every time he gets in there, he's given Buck Showalter a quality at bat. A couple hits in this game with a double.
Markakis has extended his hit streak to 13. Adam Jones, who had a 6-game streak, has had that one ended today. Here's the 2-2 delivery and a ground ball hit hard to short. Almost a collision. Nick Pinto able to get it. Casmir had crossed over almost in front of him.
Yeah, with some last-second communication there. Casmir cutting across, and the veteran Pinto calling him off, making a nice running play in the hole.
One down here in the 9th. Jonathan Schoop coming up. Schoop with an 0 for 3. The Orioles will fall to 7, 8, and 5 in series on the year. And the pitch will be taken for a ball. One 0 pitch. Called strike that'll catch the outside corner. Short again, Nick Pinto. Whoop. And didn't get him. Even with the height of Blanks over there, and Pinto comes over to make sure he's okay. He came down rather awkwardly.
Pinto, that's following your throw right there. I mean, the running play again, throws it high, gets underneath it, ball sails, and Blanks tries to come back down. Ooh. Looks like it was a close play, but it looks like he might have twisted his ankle a little bit. Well, when the ball's up there, Pinto just kept following the throw.
And Melvin is coming out. He may challenge here. He is. He's challenging. He hasn't used it, so what the heck? It's early on the West Coast. Here in this 11-1 game in the 9th inning with 1 out, a challenge, Bob Melvin.
High throw, and he did come back down and catch the corner.
I'm just glad he didn't twist his ankle here. Boy, that looked awkward.
Yeah, it really did. That's quite a stretch.
So the call was safe. Does the replay show definitively that the call was wrong?
You know, this is kind of an interesting situation. Here it is, a blowout game. Okay. I know there have been some things that have happened, but where's the etiquette? When does that come into play? Is it because of the way the series has been played out that the A's manager is going to go over and check this play? Because if it's a blowout game and there was an instant replay, a manager would not have gone on the field.
You're absolutely right. He just would have let this go by.
Yeah.
That's very close. Very close.
And is that something that managers are going to have to figure out, the etiquette of the replay in these type of ball games, or is the writing on the wall in this situation?
Is Melvin just doing this to kind of stick it to the Orioles?
So maybe.
They overturn it, and he's out. So it will be a 6-3 putout in the fine play by Blanks. So the ruling was, the replay was definitive that the call on the field was wrong. 2 down, nobody on. Hundley coming up here in the 9th inning. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Nothing's going to change for the top teams in the American League East. The Yankees have lost to Kansas City 2-1. Suzuki had a 2 for 4 RBI for KC. Kuroda and Shields pitched in that ball game. Shields gave up no runs, 6 hits, 6 innings for KC. Kuroda only 2 runs, 5 hits and 7, but the Yankees only got 1. So KC wins it 2-1. So Toronto, Baltimore, New York, the top 3 teams are all going to have losses. Tampa Bay, they've lost. So the only other team to play is Boston tonight against Detroit. Red Sox in a 5-game losing streak. The only other Eastern team not playing. 1 ball, 2 strike count, and 2 down. Fought off. 1 ball, 2 strike count, stays. Otero's delivery, and it will work the count to 2-2. This may be a game where you want to have the clubhouses closed for an extra 5 minutes, just let everything simmer, cool down. 2-2 pitch, ground ball to its second base. Sogart's got it, and mercifully, this game is over. So the A's are going to take the series 2-1 as they win this one by a score of 11-1. And those with WJZ, thanks for being with us.